we got a packed schedule today from now until well, it's over. Let's just put it that way. Let's go ahead and bring everybody up on screen. Here I am. Hey, I'm live. Okay, yeah, I'm making sure the webcam is working. Let's get started with the NATO. And what did we call this one? We call this one May, even though it's now officially June. Yeah. We're playing our diesel boat. Remember that from last week? The diesel boat? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Ooh, we're just getting started. And the Chinese came down and they want to get involved. And I'm ready. I've been practicing. I'm rested. You ready to go? Let's do this. We got, we're at 50 feet. We're at periscope depth. Light breeze. Moderate thermal air at 229. Probably a submarine, so I'm bringing them into 15,000 yards. Not going to be able to get away with just launching some missiles at them. How we doing? Let's check everybody. So the spicy kilo, yeah. Zoe's here. Hey, I see people are already starting to take advantage of the Rumble. Thank you. See, there's no censorship on Rumble. The terms of service there are very loose compared to YouTube and everywhere else. So I think Rumble might be the future. Yeah, just for free speech reasons, right? Yeah. Good to see everybody. Now, don't go wild over there. We still have a moderator over there, and he'll crack the whip on you. Okay, don't go too crazy. You guys got to keep up with my ethics. Okay, which is pretty easy. He says, just watched one of my streams. You picked up a kilo on narrowband and 25 hertz. What? Okay. Oh, yeah. You're talking about modern naval warfare. That's a different game. Yeah, you blew my mind for a second there. You stopped that. I was like, huh? What? All right, let's go ahead and get the game started here. Let's check our what the echo? I thought I heard an echo there for a second. We have 13 ad caps. We don't need all these missiles. Oh, I'm so glad we checked this. Oh, Lordy. We almost went into a submarine fight with harpoons loaded, which would not have worked too well. Let's do that. I like that. It's very balanced. We have a very balanced loadout. So before I even hit the go button, let's talk about what we're doing today. Okay, I'll have to repeat this again because not everybody's here yet. We're starting early today because we have a special event at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is in 90 minutes, 90 minutes. So we're going to play Cold Waters for 90 minutes, and then we're going to transition to Matrix Games TV Twitch channel. And I'm going to restream them on my channel live, hosting the Wave Ops developers who make Modern Naval Warfare, the game the gentleman in chat was just referring to. So we're going to see what they say. They're doing a live Q&A. Now, if you want to ask questions in their Q&A, I'll give you guys a heads up now, you will have to be in the Matrix Games TV Twitch channel. You can't be here. I can't ask the questions. They don't see whatever I see. You know, I'm going to be watching them ask the questions to the developers. So keep that in mind for whenever 12:30 comes around in 90 minutes, 90 minutes. All right, I think we're ready. We have good audio. Everything's looking good. People are getting here. Let's go ahead and start.
On sonar, new contact bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
It's a little loud on my end. I'm going to turn my end down just a touch. All right, we got Sierra 1 right here. Let's go and click on his happy face. Happy face. It's been a week since I played this game, so bear with me while I remember all the keys. Oh, Lordy. This is what getting old feels like, and I don't like it. Oh, Lord. Okay. I guess it's better than the alternative, right? That's what I keep telling myself. All right, that's a kilo, but it's not exactly.
Sonar, Sierra 1
it's close.
Is classified as submerged submarine.
I think I can get that one line to line up better, so let's keep going. Ah.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
See? It's not always the first thing you think it is. Sometimes it starts out as a whale and then it shoots a torpedo at you. Or you think it's a ball of shrimp and then it goes active. Shrimp don't do that. Yeah, that's happened to me before. That's a fun time in the XO stateroom explaining myself to the captain and cobb in the XO. Trying to get my dignity back. They're like, you can't have it. All right, so we are above the layer. Layer's at 229 feet, and we're able to track this guy, assuming he's below the layer, above the layer, which is really good. That's good for us. So what we're going to do here, we're going to get our stopwatch out. If you haven't invested in a stopwatch, now's the time to do it. I should sell stopwatches on our store. What am I thinking? Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. Let's write that down. You guys need to buy stopwatches. You don't need to buy my stopwatch. Just buy a stopwatch, because you're going to need it. I just realized I made notes that I did not do those things. Okay, so I'm going to add to that list. Stopwatch at the store. Okay. I'll see if we can sell those. All right. Ruben says, yeah, Q&A was today. Thanks for the reminder. Yes. Yeah, it's in 90 minutes if I did the time conversion right. They use that European time, which is strange, but I think I converted it right. And then I've got a hard out at 2, just for letting you guys know the schedule. If that Q&A goes for longer than 2 hours, I have to bail. Hopefully it doesn't go that long, because I have another appointment to get to. All right, here we go. He bears 218. Probably inside 10,000 yards. We're just going to watch him here and see which way he's drifting here. Hey, good morning, just a flob. All right, thanks for checking the time for me there, Ruben. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, this is a mechanical stopwatch. Yeah, I buy the Marathon brand because that's what we used in the Navy. You don't need to buy the Marathon brand. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying that this is authentically what we used. And I think they charge extra for that, too. Yeah, but it's mechanical. I've had this for years. I bought this back when this game came out, but not right away. So it's probably 8 years old now. This thing will last forever. The only way you can break this is if you overwind it. Don't force the little spinny thing at the top. That's the only thing that'll break on this. I think it will last forever. Yeah. Oh, I did that once, Farmer. I do regret that. Man, I mean, I should tell the story. I tell the stories whether they're good or positive or negative. I'm not proud of everything I've done, right? So one thing I did.
Left to 180 helm I.
Oh Lord, there's a sonar repeater in control where they can see the same screens that we have in sonar, but in sonar we have 10 screens. Out in control they have 1. So they have a video switch at the bottom where they can go toggle all 10 screens on their one screen, right? So back in the days of analog CRTs, not every CRT is the same, even though it's the same resolution and all that, because it's an analog system, it's not identical when you look at the details. So whenever you look at the sonar display, he may see lines that we don't see, which is never good. You want to see lines that they can't see, basically. And so a junior officer of the deck who was the sonar officer for the long time, getting ready to become the weapons officer, and I knew him for a year before this happened, but he asked a question if we had a contact on a certain bearing, and sure enough we did. And my operator failed to pick it up, and I did not, as the supervisor, do my job and see it as well. So I smacked the operator around a little bit, metaphorically, of course. And he started gaining contacts. He was getting real NRD on me, right? He was getting real aggressive with gaining contacts. And I let him go. I was like, this is good. A lot of the contacts were biologics or didn't exist, and then he dropped the tracker. And I let that go for about 5 or 10 minutes. We probably went through 20 Sierra numbers in 10, 15 minutes, which is a high rate unless you're in like a choke point or something, South China Sea or something. And then the officer deck comes in and he looks at me, and we can't use names in sonar, but he wanted to. And he was like, how long are you going to do this for? And I looked at him, and I should have stopped it right there. I'd gone too far. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I knew exactly what he was talking about. So not my finest moment. And, it's important to know that, we're all human. We make mistakes. And that was one of the things that I remember to this day, that I'd never have done anything like that again. You have to forgive. You cannot push things too far when somebody else makes you look bad, whether it's intentional or not. And in his case, it was not intentional. And he was a junior officer of the deck. He just got qualified within the last month or two. So he was a little hypersensitive on making sure everything was by the book, as he should be, right? He was a little nervous. And I should have let him off the hook there, and I didn't. So, let that be a lesson to you. Things are going to happen professionally at work, no matter where you are, military or not, doesn't matter. And you got feelings, and you're human too. So exercise those, as I did, but don't overdo it. And so I do regret that. That guy, I mean, we both got over it. It wasn't a big deal. It was never mentioned again, but I remembered it. As a lesson learned, I was like, you know what? I feel kind of bad about that. He did not deserve that. It wasn't his fault that my operator failed to see a trace.
Passing 100 feet.
And in my operator's defense, it wasn't obvious, but it was definitely there. And as the operator, that's his only job, is to see those traces first. Preferably hear them. We always stressed listening with your headphones, because on the old system with those analog screens, and I would argue even the digital screens, you can hear contacts often before you see them on the sonar display. The older sonarmen, the guys that trained me, were convinced of that, because our screen technology was not where it needed to be in 1980s, 90s, early 90s. Once we went to the flat panel digital displays, it was different for reasons I can't go into. I want to. But nowadays, Q10, it's not Q10, it's ARCI. Well, I guess it is Q10. Version 4 ARCI.
Passing 500 feet.
You will see things that you don't hear. That's literally the way it works. Things that are outside the human hearing range. So it's not like you're deaf. It's things that are above your hearing will be displayed. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So it doesn't really apply anymore. But I held on to that.
Turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Don't get frustrated with your operator and then take it out on the officer of the deck. It's not his fault.
Feet.
Thanks for the trauma. I'll have to discuss that with my therapist on Thursday. She'll probably have something very unique to say about that. We're going to drive into his baffles, boys.
Come right to.
We got this guy dead to rights.
0. Helm aye.
Probably be on another pill by Friday. Maybe I'll get an injector this time. Reminds you of the Roy Snyder's XO from down Periscope? Yeah. Young and hungry. Yeah, and in the officer of the deck's defense, he did nothing wrong. If anything, he helped by seeing a contact that we didn't have, Yep. Now, to the officer of the decks, I wish I remembered his name. I'd love to use his name. To his credit, even though I did that to him, he did not let that affect our friendship, because even though you're not supposed to be friends with officers, we are. That's just the reality. He did not affect it professionally. It was never mentioned or spoken of again. He let me have my another 15, 30 minutes of contact gaining. We probably went through 40, 50 Sierra numbers, of which there was probably only 5 real contacts. The rest were dolphins, shrimp. We tracked an earthquake. That was kind of funny. And then there was a couple more contacts, including the contact we didn't have that we should have had. We did keep that one. Yeah, so he was the bigger man that day. But it was a hell of a lesson for me to learn as a God, I wouldn't even say I was a young sonar tech. I was on year probably 7 in the Navy, so not young, but not old. I was kind of in the middle there. I like this little maneuver he did. That's he's doing like a baffle clear. That's what that is. Maybe he's getting ready to come periscope depth, which is good for us. We're above the layer. We'll get even better tonals on him. It's a really good line of sight. We could shoot on this leg if we wanted to. Oh, I forgot. We went deep. While I was telling my story, we went deep. So we're no longer above the layer. Yeah. All right, let's go. We're at 10 knots. We're getting ready to shoot, I think. This is a diesel boat, so remember, you always set the weapon to active homing on diesel boats. You always want to do that. Because just because we know where he's at doesn't mean the weapon will see him. But if the weapon pings, the weapon will definitely see him. Diesel boats be that quiet. Now, if we shoot now, he's going to hear, he might even hear the shot, but he'll definitely hear the torpedo. And my rule of thumb is never shoot a diesel boat, or actually anybody, but especially a diesel boat, inside 6,000 yards. Because you want that time, between the time you shoot and the time he hears the weapon, to get the heck out of the way. So. Yeah, we're gonna check fire here. We're gonna just tube 1 is ready in all respects. So all we gotta do is hang out for a few minutes. Maddie D says, therapy. You mean the Willett sisters and their cousin? I have not. I don't know that reference, sir. Hey, good morning, Mr. Doc Shelley. Oh my gosh, Doc's here. Doc's a fellow submariner, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure I remember that correctly. Or at least a fellow military guy, but I think a fellow submariner. I remember going on to NORAD. Oh, bourbons. Gotcha. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I used to enjoy a good bourbon. I still do, but I can't drink that stuff anymore. I remember going to NORAD Mountain in Colorado Springs thinking it'll definitely was not like the movie War Games. Oh, with the analog displays and stuff? Yeah. I wonder what that's like. That'd be interesting. I heard they give tours. Like, do they literally give tours to the public of NORAD? Is that really a thing? Holy crap. It's not a tourist site. It's a military operation. It's one of our most important ones. We don't just give that to anybody. Maybe we do. I don't know. It's the Air Force after all. Those guys. They barely know they're in the military, right? It's more corporation. Nightcrawler's here. He's going to see the big board. I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, day. That's a great movie reference. If y'all haven't seen Dr. Strangelove, man, you got to see that movie. It's so good. I think it's short, too. Isn't it like 90 minutes compared to today's 3-hour movies? Yeah. It's in black and white, but it is a very high quality, crisp black and white. Yeah, it's probably on YouTube. That the copyright might have expired on that. Copyright lasts for 40 years, right? That movie's more than 40 years old, unless they renewed the copyright. They might have done that. Yeah. Dr. Strangelove, great movie. One of Peter Sellers' best. I'm not a big fan of the Pink Panther. That's a little too slapstick for me. And I like the Three Stooges. So, you know, Pink Panther is just another level of slapstick that I'm just not into. But Peter Sellers knocked it out of the park with Dr. Strangelove. That was just such a great performance. All right. Looks like we're going to go. So he's at 6,000 yards, which is like my minimum range. I'm going to go ahead and go to firing point procedures now, and we're immediately after launch, and we have the wire, we're going to speed up to head standard here. We'll probably lose the wire on that shot, but I'm confident that this weapon will see the target. All right. So firing point procedures on Sierra 1, the Romeo, bearing 201. System solution has Sierra 1 bearing 204. Course 176, speed 8 knots, range 5,900 yards, high confidence. Solution is set, weapon is ready. Weapon presets are run to enable 4,700 yards, high to high, active homing, straight search. Shoot tube 2.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Or that one. We're going to play this game again where they keep changing the numbers on me. If I say 2, they shoot 1. If I say 1, they shoot 2. Listen, I'm not here to yell at the crew. I already feel bad about that officer of the deck. By the way, that happened 30-some years ago. That's how long that stayed with me. And I've never done anything like that again.
Sonar lost contact.
That was professionally embarrassing.
Bearing 200.
But sometimes that's how I learn. Sometimes I got to learn the hard way, and that was a hard one. All right, we're going to go head full.
20.
We're going to lose the wire on this one, and like I said, I don't care.
Making turns for 20 knots.
Good morning, Vaughn Wilbur. How's it going? There's so many new names. So many. Silly's resubbed again. Thank you. He says, who's making the heart-shaped line? Oh, that's the Romeo. Yeah, his track did disappear, didn't it, whenever we lost track? That's interesting. I wish it had kept it on the screen. Yeah, Romeo's down there drawing hearts in the ocean. Good call. How realistic is it to be able to determine the depth of a submerged contact? Oh, I want to talk about that, yeah. I'm going to bring this up on my Modern Naval Warfare tutorial series that I'm building over on YouTube. But it is difficult because it's not obvious where the target is always. So obviously surface ships on the surface, right?
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Okay, as expected. That's fine. Just because you have a contact that sounds below you, like your sphere is round on our submarine. The sphere on the nose is round. So it looks up, it looks straight, it looks down, right? Just because a contact is below you on the sonar doesn't mean he's deeper than you.
187.
It could mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Head flank, torpedo evasion. And let me show you why.
3 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Oh, we don't have ray trace on this game, do we? Well, I can't show you why then. Shoot.
Con, fire control. Weapon countermeasure homing.
Yeah, the weapon will do it. Don't worry. Thank you.
Con sonar.
Because whenever you're in a bottom bounce environment,
183.
it could be bottom bounce that you're seeing and not direct path coming from the surface. So he could be above you and you're just seeing his bottom bounce first, which is often, almost always the case. So just because you see a contact in the lower elevations of your sonar screen, do not assume that he's below you. Now, there are other ways you can tell, and I did talk about this last week. Because this is simulated in Modern Naval Warfare, I'm going to bring it up. It's not really simulated in this game. You can listen for hull pop. Every specific submarine has a depth at which the hull pops.
Con sonar lost contact.
And it's not class
Sierra
related,
1,
it is
last bearing
each hull.
17.
Because these submarines are handmade, they're all a little unique, even though they are the same class. And they have the same materials, which is a very strict standard. The assembly of them is done by humans. And that gives them unique characteristics when it comes to compression and expansion of the hull. And inevitably, every single submarine, every 688, Virginia, Seawolf, Akula, Sierra, Victor, all of them will hull pop at a depth. And it's widely different. 200 feet, 600 feet, 800 feet. Yeah, but they all do. And so you can listen for those hull pops if you know who you're tracking. I've heard hull pop and didn't have a contact. I was like, that's a goddamn submarine. Bust a bearing to fire control, and I need to go talk to the officer of the deck. Because we in trouble, boys. Yeah. So that's how loud the hull pop is. It sounds, well, it doesn't sound, I was going to say it sounds like active. It does not sound like active at all. But it shows up as a transient on your display. Which I don't have a good example of that either in this game, but Modern Naval Warfare will. So, yeah. Telling depth is difficult. Thankfully, it really doesn't matter. I don't know why people ask that question every stream. That's what I find interesting is why are people obsessed with target depth? Do you think that torpedo I shot gave a damn? Nope. Neither do I. Let's find out where this torpedo is. All right. Oh, he's still within 10,000. Let's get out of here. Let's go and speed up. That's torpedo right back there. I imagine hull pop would prefer hull to very hush. Yeah. I don't know how do you combat hull pop? Well, one, you got to find out what it is inside the submarine that's popping. Is it a ladder? Civilians call them stairs. Remember, I told you last week that submarines, well, at least the American ones, I think the Russian ones too, but most NATO submarines have floating decks. The decks are physically connected to the round hull via these huge industrial strength rubber, a synthetic rubber compound. So there's no direct metal connection. So if that's the case, and it's flexible, right? What's popping? Well, as the hull compresses, you have 3 levels in most submarines: lower level, middle level, upper level. And as it compresses, you're pushing down vertically on those 3 levels towards middle level. The overhead's coming in on you just a millimeter. It's not even noticeable, but it's still happening. Well, what's connecting those 3 levels? Ladders and stairs. So most cases of hull popping, not every case, but the first thing that I would always look at is where are the stairs and can we add grease to them? Because they're bolted into the submarine with regular bolts, 7/8. You can bolt them and unbolt them. On the 688, you have to do that to load torpedoes because they put the torpedo room in the bottom of the submarine. Whoever designed the 688 didn't think about how we're going to get the torpedoes into the boat, because we got to rip that bitch apart every time we load weapons. You gut the front part of the submarine. It's ridiculous. It's the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life. But that's how we did it for all 3 flights. They never changed it. Yeah. That's one thing the Russians did better than the United States, I think. They load the torpedoes through the torpedo tube. There's also a hatch on top. They can do it that way as well. But they have a skiff that on a raft, and they put the torpedo on a cradle. It's floating on the fucking water. They open up torpedo tube door and they push the motherfucker in. Yeah. That's what they do. I've seen pictures of it. I'm like, that's smart. We should do that. Our torpedo tubes are so far below the water line, there's no way we could do that. Yeah. We're still waiting on that torpedo to get out of here. Yeah. There's probably somebody in chat that's been on a 688 that knows exactly what I'm talking about. And it is a pain in the butt for the whole crew. Not just weapons department loading all day and hot, sweaty, or cold and freezing. It's never comfortable loading weapons for some reason. It's impossible to be comfortable in Connecticut, it seems, on the waterfront. Yeah. You go to the beach, it's fine. You start loading weapons on the waterfront, it's the worst day of the year. But that means nobody in the forward compartment, radio, A-gang, everybody else. There's watchstanders that need to walk around the forward compartment to check things, make sure everything's okay. It's very difficult to move around the forward compartment because you've ripped it apart and taken out these ladders and stairs and stuff that I'm talking about with the hull pop. But there's lots of other things that could cause that hull pop too. Not just the ladders and stairs. All right, are we good? Good story, good question, bro. All right, Romeo sunk. Yay. Let's sink some more tonnage. What's our mission? I don't even know what we're doing. Are we doing another convoy? A special convoy is leaving Shantou, going to where? Read the words that are on the screen. Hong Kong. Okay. Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Oh, there they are. We found them. We found them, I think. Ooh. We might be in shallow water. How many missiles do we have? We have 10. I'm going to be cheeky. I think this is going to be a real fast mission. I think this is not the convoy I'm looking for. I think this is 2 ASW frigates working together looking for us, because we're sinking everybody in the South China Sea. I think they came out to hunt us down. I'm going to pop up. Oh, we're at oh, no, we're not. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to pop up and nail these guys with harpoons. That's my plan. That's what we're going to do. So I got to start them out. It's going to take me time to get to periscope depth. So I'm going to start them out at 20,000 yards. They're bearing 082. That's the threat axis. That's where we're going to look. All right, let's go.
On sonar, lost contact. Last bearing,
Oh.
0.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Oh, Lordy. Oh,
Passing
Lordy.
600 feet.
What are we doing? Oh. Please come up. Oh boy. Let's start heading towards deep water.
Come right to 175.
We've got to make it to that shelf. The smart thing to do would be
Passing
to
500
check
feet.
fire on this plan of mine and just run for the deep water. That's
Con sonar, new contact bearing, 082. Designated
Passing 400 feet.
Con sonar, new contact bearing, 069. Designated Sierra 2.
Make depth 4 feet. Dive
all
by.
right. Let's classify this guy. Those are the 2 warships I'm talking about. Oh, 2 actives. Yep. Good. Sovereignty. Oh no.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as
Oh
escort.
no.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
Oh boy.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
I'm gonna have to shoot a torpedo at the Sovereignty. There's no way a harpoon's gonna survive that flight. What's his bearing? All right, 081. Okay.
Make depth 4 feet. Dive
All
by.
right, I'm gonna raise the scope and we're gonna look right down that bearing.
Up scope. Con, dive at 4 feet. Dive by.
Wow, down.
Down scope.
I do not see anybody, which is good for us. Let's take another look at this classification. Yeah, that lines up really well. Jeez Louise. All right. I'm going to try this. This may be a bad idea. Firing point procedures, missile on Sierra 1, bearing 082. Shoot tube 4.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Tube 4?
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
That was tube 2 in the last mission.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Oh my god. I swear to
Con,
God,
fire control. We've lost the
they're
wire.
messing with me. All right, torpedo evasion. Let's go.
Make turns for 1.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Yeah.
Passing 100 feet.
All right.
Con maneuvering. Making
It's
turn.
total water depth.
250 feet. Dive by.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Make depth 500 feet. Dive by.
Okay, let's watch the weapon. Oh, that's his.
Shoot tube 6. Aye, sir.
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2.
Oh my
last
God,
bearing,
we got him.
067. Contact
The
faded.
Tomahawk just erased. Just erased the Sovereignty.
Passing 500 feet. Con, torpedo room, tube 1
That
ready.
is good luck, man. That is really good.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now I almost stuck my dick into the dirt. Oh boy.
Con, knuckle formed.
Yep. Yep.
Passing 600.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water.
That's
Torpedo in
because
the
we're
water.
being
Bearing
silly.
3, 4, 8.
All right. Screw my head back
Con,
on.
sonar, we are cavitating.
I almost jacked this up. Okay.
Passing
It's gonna
500
suck.
feet.
Okay. Not much I can do about that.
Con, knuckle formed. Passing
Let's go
500
shallow.
feet.
Driving this sub like I'm
Passing
drunk.
500 feet.
Shit.
Passing 400 feet.
Where's he at? I don't even see
Passing
him.
300 feet. Passing 200 feet. Passing 100 feet. Passing 100 feet. Passing 200 feet. Con, torpedo room. Passing 300 feet. Passing 400 feet.
Damn it.
Passing 500 feet.
Where's he going?
Con, knuckle formed. Passing 500 feet.
That's a
Passing
helicopter.
400 feet.
That's not good.
Con, knuckle formed. Passing 300 feet.
That's not good at all.
Passing 200 feet.
Oh shit.
Passing 100 feet. Con, knuckle formed. Passing 100 feet. Passing 200 feet.
Go, little sub, go.
Passing 300 feet. Passing 400 feet. Con, knuckle formed.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 2, 6, 8.
That's a new one. Where's he at?
Con, knuckle formed.
Con, sonar, no longer cavitating.
Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet.
Oh my god, we outdove him. That's hilarious. We're on the slope and we messed him up.
1,000 feet.
Yep. In the dirt. Alright, let's turn to the left and let's see if I can wreck this other one. Let's lawn dart this other guy. Oh, another one just hit the dirt. Yes! Nice. That might have been a depth charge over there. I'm not sure.
Passing 1,000 feet.
He's bombing the hell out of my decoy right now, that helicopter.
Come right to 0, 5,
my shot.
9, helm I.
All right. Our target's this way. Let's finish him off.
Con, helm, steady course.
There is a lot of torpedoes in the water, and they're not mine.
Come left to 054. Helm I.
All right, let's see if we can get a regain here.
Make turns for 1.
This better be tube 2 this time.
Maneuvering I.
Just need a bearing on CR2. I'm gonna slow down and see if I can regain him.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 05.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 1.
What's that torpedo
0
doing? Okay,
knots.
he probably launched that one. So it means he's right there. That's his range. If you take that, if you draw a line from the torpedo back to my green line, that's his position when he shot that torpedo. He's probably headed west because that he thinks that's the target. So, with those two assumptions, I'm going to shoot a weapon bearing 045. Enable at 6,800 yards. Shoot tube 2.
Come left to.
Or do that.
44. Helm I.
Shoot tube 2.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
I'm convinced that the torpedo tubes change numbers every time I shoot. Uh-oh. Oh, is that... Uh-oh. Shit. I gotta enable that weapon or else it's gonna hit the dirt. Let's enable it now. Watch how the weapon goes shallow, because I set it to go shallow. Now I've got it on passive enable. The active is not gonna ping. It's gonna sneak up on this ship. But I had to do that or else it was gonna hit the dirt. All right. This is not a barbell. This is an American kilo, essentially. Yeah. This is a what if submarine. What if America built a conventional submarine with Japanese batteries? Called energy cells now, because they're different. I'm not being sarcastic. An energy cell is different than a battery.
Sierra 2, last bearing
It serves the same purpose, but it's a lot
09.
better at it.
Contact faded.
Leroy's in charge. I guess I keep selecting the same torpedo. Here, I'm going to show you guys. That torpedo tube that I have outlined in red with the torpedo connecting the wire to the submarine was tube 2, and then when I shot this torpedo, it was tube 1. Like, what the hell? Either that or I'm losing my mind. I'm not, one of those two things is true. Yeah. Yeah, it's called the Stingray class. I think that's a nod to that old TV show, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, I think it's called. It was like an old 1960s. I watched reruns on Saturday morning before cartoons started. I'd get up early and I'd watch the submarine show. It had, I want to say it had Ernest Borgnine in it. No, that can't be true. I mean, he was an actor during that time, so. I don't know, you guys can Google it. Both could be true. That's true. Yeah. So those are not exclusive. Yeah. So if the weapon doesn't see him soon or when I expect him to, I can always turn the weapon's active on and he'll hear the active and then he'll respond to that. And then I can steer the weapon to wherever his new contact is. Let's go ahead and slow down to 5 knots. We might pick him up passively.
Make turns for 5
I can also
knots. Maneuvering I.
I'm going to start coming up shallow. I think. Okay, yeah, we're coming up. I pumped off some water just now.
Con sonar new contact.
As much water as I can pump off.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
Yeah, the Orca is an uncrewed underwater
Passing
vehicle.
800 feet.
There are no souls on board that thing when it's at sea. It's a machine. Richard Basehart was the captain. Yeah, Ernest Borgnine, for some reason, I remember him being one of the junior officers on that show, but I don't think that's true at all. I don't know what I'm remembering Ernest from. Ernest Borgnine was a good actor, but he was a better person. Oh, shit. That's not good. All right, right 10 degrees rudder. That's a sonar buoy. Oh, is that a torpedo? Hold on. Hold on. Does he see us? I'm turning away from the torpedo.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
All right, cool.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 0,
Excellent,
4,
excellent.
7.
So he was pretty close to where I thought he was. We are lucky as hell. This guy doesn't see us.
Con,
Oh
fire control,
my
weapon
God!
acquired.
How does that guy not
Con
see
sonar
us?
lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 0, 8, 6. Contact faded.
CR3 faded. We might want to check his
Con sonar,
classification.
noise
Passing 700 feet.
I'm trying to go back down again. Because if that weapon does
Con
decide
sonar regained contact
come at
on
us,
Sierra 3, bearing
I'm going to try and
0,
lawn dart
8,
him too,
7.
but I got to be deeper than I am now to do that.
Passing 800 feet.
All right, let's take a look at CR3. Right here. That's a whale. Or a trawler. That's a trawler. All day long. Whale or trawler, one or the other. Humpback, yep.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as biologic.
Passing 900 feet.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
All right, here's a little dude that's running from us. Some old school. He's got the Z9 helicopter on the helideck. That's the guy that was dropping weapons on us. I guess he's back for a
Con,
reload or
fire
something.
control, weapon acquired.
Get him, little torpedo. Hell yeah. Get him.
Con sonar lost contact.
Beautiful.
Sierra 2, last bearing 0, 4, 3. Contact breaking
Good
up.
job, Lockheed. Textiles at work. He's not going to recover from that anytime soon. Nope. David Henson and Richard Bernhardt. Okay, thank you, Just Flop. Yeah, I'm remembering something wrong. I'm not surprised. That's happening more and more frequently, and it's starting to be a little concerning. But that's just what happens, I guess. Okay, we got to move.
Make
Now that we know that
turn
that's a humpback whale, all I got to do is get
0,
outside the range of
knots,
these weapons.
Maneuvering eye.
So I'm
Con
gonna stop.
sonar lost contact.
Yeah,
Make
we just
turn
got to go
for
10,000
3,
yards that way.
3 knots.
And we can
Maneuvering
read some
eye.
chat while we do it. Anyway, yeah, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I don't credit that show enough because I watched that show when I was really young. And to me, it was just another show. I just enjoyed it because it had a submarine and it was like military and action. And instead of being like guns and violence, it was this machine that went on adventures under the water. It was almost like an exploratory. If you watched any of the episodes, it very rarely talked about war. I remember them doing a lot of like exploring stuff. I remember that for some reason. So, but it was definitely an American warship with weapons because they had weapons. They had vertical tubes and they had the horizontal tubes. They had it all. It's pretty badass sub. But that show didn't like make me want to join the Navy or nothing like that. I was literally watching that at the age of 6 and 7 on black and white television on Saturday mornings, right? Waiting for Roadrunner and Coyote to come on, you know. Yeah. I remember it being good, but who knows? Hey, Pistol, thanks for raiding us, man. Yeah. If now that everybody's here, today's plan is we're gonna go until
Maneuvering. Making
12:30,
turns
which
for
is 45
3,
more minutes.
3 knots.
And we're going to begin watching in 45 minutes the Matrix Games Twitch channel because they're doing a live interview with the developers of Modern Naval Warfare, the other submarine game we play. So I want to see what they say during this interview. And I can watch that interview for 90 minutes. After that, we have to stop. And the plan is, if they go longer than 90 minutes, I'm going to raid their channel from our channel. So everyone here on Twitch will just go to their channel automatically, unless you guys do something different. But if you're on YouTube and stuff, the stream will end. I can't raid from another channel. But so we're going to do 45 more minutes of this. Then we're going to watch that Q&A interview. And then I'm going to go to my appointment. My meeting, if you will. That's what we're doing today. That's the plan. Hey, Black Destroyer 1's here. I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Jack says crashes his Kerbal rocket in the ocean, and then I'll have a sub. Yeah. I wonder what the devs are going to talk about. I imagine, everyone's kind of past the release now and all the drama that led up to that. I really would like to see... Here's what I hope I hear. I want to hear the developers talk about what is next. When is the next patch coming out? Are they going to start doing weekly patches? I would love to see a weekly update of something. And then what's in the next update? Because I can't wait to talk about new stuff. And I have an idea for... We'll probably stream tomorrow, because on Friday, we're streaming Cold Waters again. Friday is the 9th anniversary of Cold Waters. So, for 9 years, we've been playing this game on Friday. And it completely changed the channel. It allowed me to remain a full-time YouTuber. So I've been doing YouTube full-time for just a little over 9 years, because my anniversary is different. My anniversary is in January, and we'll be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Jive Turkey in January coming up. But we have another anniversary, and that's the Cold Waters anniversary that we celebrate here, because this game is what solidified my place. I could get rid of my resume as of 9 years ago. I did not need my resume anymore. So we're going to be playing Cold Waters, and it's going to be a special stream. We're going to be doing the Jive Turkey submarine on Friday only, and we're going to go long and hard. And that blew up over there. Was that our whale? No, the whale didn't blow up. That's good. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so that's not our mission. I see our mission coming down, and I'm kind of scared, because guess where they're at? Not deep water. Ooh, I'm right on that. I'm on that shelf. I'm on that shelf. Let's take a look at this. Let's not mess this up. I'm going to do that torpedo attack again. This worked really well, this tactic. We shoot 4 or 5 weapons into the fleet. Because we're doing torpedoes, they got to be a little bit close. 15,000 yards. Because as soon as we shoot or we're detected, the landing vessels that we're going after are going to turn around and run. Now, they bear 332, so when they run, they will run 332 directly away from us, or they'll go to the north, because that's where they're coming from. And we have a very strong thermal layer at 150 feet. God bless America. We may get away. If I can get below that below that layer before the fleet goes active and starts looking for us, we may not be detected, which would be amazeballs. Let's do that. Here we go.
Sonar new
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Let's immediately flood on 10,000 and get below 150 feet as fast as humanly possible.
Con sonar new contact bearing 335. Designated Sierra 2.
All right, Sierra 2.
Con sonar new contact bearing 349. Designated Sierra 3.
That's the active I'm talking about.
Con
Passing 100 feet.
Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. What's water depth here? Okay, we're good.
Con sonar.
Passing 200 feet.
Go and level this off.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Just making sure we're still in ultra quiet the whole time. Damn it. That's another whale.
Con sonar. Sierra 3 is classified as biologic.
Holy cow.
Con sonar.
That's
Sierra
really
4
bad.
Is classified as biologic.
Oh, man. Why are they lining up so good for a biologic?
Come left to 264.
That's
Helm
not
high.
good. All right, that's not a biologic.
Passing
Let's figure out
300
who
feet.
this guy is. Okay.
Con sonar. Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
It is possible that this is not our mission. This could be another ASW patrol. Okay. And those whales are going to mess this up. All right, let's go on periscope
Make
depth.
depth 4 feet. Dive
I'm
high.
going to have to conduct a missile attack on these
Con
knuckleheads.
helm. Steady course.
That's the new plan right there. Only because the whales are in the way. It is Wednesday. Just saying. Hey, silly day, you didn't miss much. We took out an ASW patrol, and now we have it again. We have a second ASW patrol. We're working our way north to intercept a convoy that's on its way to Hong Kong. That's what I thought this was, but this is the vanguard for that convoy.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
All right, we got one weapon ready. Let's go ahead and get it selected. We're going to conduct a harpoon attack on these two chuckleheads. Jive asked for you to send him a few pics. What? Good Lord. What's wrong with you guys? Ah, that's true. We could make crab meat out of the whales. Yep. The crab's got to eat too, right? Crab's got to eat too. Oh, that's true. The whales are screening the bad guys. We can't have that.
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
All right, so what's his bearing? Let's look at 320 and 330. So we get back to the submarine. All right, right there. Getting our weapons ready. We're going to shoot on periscope bearings, okay, boys? You guys ready? Up.
Upscope.
Firm point procedures missile on periscope mark. What?
Con, dive at 4 feet. Dive high.
Ooh. I have no contacts on those
Downscope.
bearings.
Con, torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
All right, 317. He's headed pretty fast to the south. Let's try that one more time. Up.
Upscope.
There he is, down.
Downscope.
Con sonar.
That's a Luda.
Master 1 is classified as escort.
All right. Shoot tube 1.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
5.
Shoot tube 5.
Ha!
Aye, sir.
I got that one. Damn right I did. Let's see if I surprised him in time. Let's go to post-launch tubes 4 and 5, I guess. I'm standing at periscope. Death case got to shoot again. Who's that? Who's that? Oh, we don't know about him.
Contact. Sierra 2. Last bearing 329. Contact breaking up.
The fuck? Hold on a second.
Con, torpedo. Upscope.
317. Shit. Mercy deep.
Sonar, we are cavitating.
Shoot 25. Aye, sir.
Go full rudder.
Passing 100 feet. Passing 200 feet.
Make turn.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Make turns for 3.
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar, lost
Passing 500 feet. Passing 6.
Con sonar, no longer
Okay, we're good. We're good.
cavitating.
It's fine.
Passing 700 feet.
What are y'all worried about?
Come right to 225.
Whole bunch of nothing. Whole bunch of nothing. That was just a local commuter plane's all that was.
Passing 900 feet.
Probably a crop duster, you know, doing his thing.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Got him.
Master 1. Last bearing 320. Contact
All right, let's
breaking
just
up.
survive this airplane and we're going to be good to go.
Come left to 203. Helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
How's that layer? All right, yeah, the strong layers at 150 feet were well below the layer. His sonar buoy's on the surface, essentially. So the only thing he can hear is from the surface down to 150 feet, and that decoy is at like 50 feet. So he can definitely hear the decoy. Oh, crap. Well,
Con, maneuvering.
he's
making
dropping
turns
sonar
for
buoys in our
3,
direction and not the
3.
decoy's
Come
direction.
right to 238. Helm
That's not
aye.
good. How does he hear us?
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay. Well, maybe he dropped his sonar buoy deep. I mean, sonar buoys can do that. They don't typically drop the first one deep. Maybe he got lucky. I think we can get away here. All right, we're good. Ha ha. Yes. Okay. Another man. They're sending the entire Chinese Navy, called the PLAN, by the way, in front of this convoy that we're waiting on. Because here's a submarine now. All right, let me take a quick comfort break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Give me 2 minutes. There you go. You guys can watch a little bit of that, a little bit of the trailer. Okay. We're good. We're good. I'm back. Let's put the camera back on. Which one's the camera? That's the one. Ah, my camera's back. Yeah, see? I figured it out. I'm good. Yeah. I had to go drop off the coffee. You drink the coffee, you drop the coffee back off again. All right. Let's we don't need all these weapons. We don't need all these missiles, I should say. So let's go back to just taking torpedoes. This is a submarine contact. According to intel, 15,000 yards. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. He bears 028 and we're headed 048. So right off our bow, basically. The thermal layer is now weak, but it's still shallow. Okay. I can work with that.
Con, sonar.
Rig ship for ultra
Let's
quiet.
fight. Okay, so we got Sierra 1. We'll bring up the sonar display.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 091. Designated Sierra 2.
Ooh.
Con, sonar, Sierra 1 is
That's actually a good
classified
submarine.
as submerged submarine.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's one of the good ones. Okay, we might have to pay attention to this boy. This is some kind of container ship. I'm not. CR2 is not a threat, but let's get. Yeah, he's a storm
Con,
trawler.
sonar, Sierra
Okay.
2 is classified as emergent.
All right. So what can we do with this information? I'm thinking we can maybe use the stern trawler to our advantage. I don't know. Let's poke our scope up. We'll take a look at the stern trawler for one.
Make depth 4 feet. Dive I.
All right, stern trawler bears. So I want to look 090, and then I also want to look 030.
Con,
Okay.
dive at 4 feet. Dive I. Up scope.
Oh, it's nighttime. How about that? All right, there he is. That's the stern trawler. Zero 030's over here. Yeah, so that is definitely a submarine. And if it's a song, we're
Down scope.
just have to be really careful with him. A song is pretty good. Let's go get below the layer. The trawler's heading towards him, which is good for us. So I almost don't even have to turn. Stern trawler's doing 11 knots. So if anything, I have to speed up if I want to use him to mask us. But what I want to do is the stern
Passing
trawler is right
100
there. You can kind of see his little cavitation. Let's go ahead 2/3.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering on.
Okay. Go ahead and level out. We're getting right below the layer. The layer is right at the top of the sail right now, so perfect positioning for us. We're going to close this trawler and then close Sierra 1 with Master 2 masking us. That's the plan. We good? Everybody on board with the plan? Who else do we got? Kraken or Craven, thank you for the follow. And who else? We have Doobie Howells. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you guys. Somebody was saying something about Linux. Ubuntu. Yeah. I really have no interest in running Linux. Not that interested in it. The PLAN has a plan to take us down, yeah. I officially, I have, you know, I use PLAN in like all my sub-brief videos because the people that watch those videos know who the PLAN is. But whenever we live stream and we have a more general audience, I usually just say Chinese Navy, just so people don't get lost. Yeah. Yeah, so I am looking forward to this interview that's coming up. Oh, I need to stress, I'm not part of the interview. We're just going to watch the interview happen. I probably should have made that clear from the beginning. Yeah, it's a Matrix Game, who is the publisher of Modern Naval Warfare, is interviewing the developers of the game Modern Naval Warfare. Publisher interviewing their own developers. The two people putting the game out on Steam. So it should be good. And that begins in 20 minutes. So that trawler's got to hurry the hell up. And I want to play Modern Naval Warfare tomorrow on stream, but I don't know the schedule for tomorrow yet. So just be prepared. I might go live tomorrow, and if I do, it's Modern Naval Warfare, because I got a great idea. And I don't want to give it away. But I have a fun thing we can do with that game. And now that I had this great idea, I hope they don't patch it and update it and make it different. Because we're going to exploit the hell out of it tomorrow if we can. As long as it's not patched. The time would be whenever I roll my happy ass out of bed. It would not be before 10 a.m. Eastern. It wouldn't be before that. What time did I start today? It was almost 11. Today was an early start, so... Oh, we're going out tonight. Oh. No. Yeah, there's going to be alcohol involved. Yeah. Let's shoot for noon. We'll see how I feel about noon. There might be drinking involved tonight. Yeah. This is working out pretty well. He's going to be right in front of us. And I'm just going to kind of fish hook in right behind him. He's the blocker, we're the runner. The sub's kind of ugly. Okay. You don't like all the sticky outy bits at the back? No, you don't like that? How dare you? This sub looks like a bathtub toy. It's adorable. Oh, I was telling you guys that the Russians load their weapons in port through the torpedo tubes. Right here. This white line, when you're on the surface, in port sitting next to the pier, is where the water line is. And so what they do is they pump off as much water as they can to give it a little more room, right? They'll open one of these doors, not usually both, but one, and they'll just push the torpedo into the torpedo tube. And, I mean, the torpedo room is literally right here in upper level. As every naval architect should know, that you put the torpedo room in upper level so you can load the torpedo tubes without needing to tear apart the forward compartment and using the sonar techs who have got maintenance to do. The only reason why they need us is you need extra hands to tear apart the forward compartment and then make sure nobody falls in the hole that is gutted from upper level to lower level. Because the infinite wisdom of the American naval architects of the 1950s and 60s designed the 688 to have the torpedo tube kind of like back here at the bottom. Yeah. Kind of like, this is so much better. It requires less people. It probably takes just as long. You're probably not saving any time, but you don't have to tear the submarine apart to put a weapon in it, right? Imagine if you had to disassemble your pistol to change the magazine. That's literally what 688s have to do. I assume Virginia as well. I don't know. I never loaded on a Virginia, so I'm not sure. I doubt if they put them through the tubes, though. Yeah. Plus, if you notice, American torpedo tubes are on the side of the submarine. They're not on the front. Yeah. And that's for a good reason. That's where we keep the water bed. Up there in the front. All right, yeah, our plan's working great. This song has not moved at all. Let's go to head 2/3.
Make turns
Con sonar,
Do
we
not
are
cavitate check.
cavitating.
Oh, that's bad.
Con
Stop it.
sonar, no longer cavitating.
Okay,
Con maneuvering, making turns for 1.
I'll tell you what.
0
Let's get a little bit
knots.
deeper so I can go a little bit faster without cavitating. That's what we're gonna do. I gotta.
Passing 200 feet.
All right, can we do 15 knots now?
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering
Yay.
aye.
All right, now that we're doing 15 knots.
Passing 400 feet.
Oh, look at this is so good. Shit. Oh, damn. So much for my plan. Snapshot tube. When he heard the cavitation. No, check fire. Let's wait. Let's hold up. Hold. Hold. Does he have us? Hold on, he might. Fuck yeah, he does.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-3.
Torpedo evasion.
Make
Let's
turns
go.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Let's go. Let's go.
Con fire control. Passing 500 feet.
Ooh, left full rudder.
Passing 600 feet.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Passing 700 feet.
Let's go.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet.
Con sonar, lost contact. Mast.
Passing 1,100 feet. Con knuckle formed.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing.
Bye.
310. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 307.
Shit. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Con knuckle formed. Con knuckle formed.
Come left to 308, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 3 knots.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Good job, sonar. Way to keep up. You know how the sonar techs are. They're kind of prima donnas. Yeah, so that was definitely a Ming. What did I call it? Oh, I called it a song, didn't I? Looks like a Ming. Well, it'll tell us in the debrief. So that trawler's going to go right by that torpedo. So that confirms that, for whatever reason, their torpedoes do not see surface contacts. Which, that can be realistic because... Hold on.
Con torpedo room 2-1
Yeah.
ready.
Because you can put a depth limiter on torpedoes. So, it could be told to ignore surface contacts. It's just a shame that we don't have that ability for our weapons. It's just a shame. How many free decoys do I have? 14. And mobile decoys, I have 4. That's how many we have total. Yeah, the burst of cavitation gave us away. That was my fault.
Con torpedo room tube 3 ready.
We should plot a cav curve on this thing, but we haven't. I still can't exit, so let's keep going. Let's see. Justiflob is in chat talking about a... you went to a cemetery tour? Where's this cemetery? What's the Bonaventure Cemetery. Is it like a Halloween attraction or something? Or why would you go to a cemetery for a tour? Like, I understand Arlington. Is it like a military cemetery? It's in Savannah, Georgia. Oh, wow. Yeah, Savannah's known for its ghost tours. Like, I'm not even joking. That's, like, real. I'm not saying the ghosts are real. I'm saying the tours are real. I leave it up to you to determine if the ghosts are real.
Passing 1,200 feet.
Oh, you're going there tomorrow? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, have a good time, man.
Passing 1,100 feet.
Do you know where I'm going tomorrow?
Passing 1,000 feet.
Down the hall and into my studio so that I can go to work.
Passing 900 feet.
I ain't doing nothing. I left my house one time in the last 2 weeks, and I'm trying to break that record.
Passing 800 feet.
Yep. I had to get groceries. Gotta get food sometime, right? It's gonna make me do the full 10,000 yards thing. Yeah. We shot him in the face. Listen, he shot first. I was gonna let him off. Well, no, I wasn't. I was gonna get behind the trawler and then shoot him. He didn't want to play that game, though. He wasn't on board with that plan. But that trawler would not have protected us because, as we saw, the trawler ran right over that torpedo. And the torpedo didn't even give it another look. So using other contacts as maskers, it may protect us from their sonar and may hide us, but it won't protect us from the weapons at all. Nope. Doggone it. Let my people go. We're in time compression here. Good Lord. How far away is that weapon? Okay. You work from home too? The commute sucks? Yeah. It's right down the hall. Yeah. Oops. Let's come out of time compression. Hey, we did it. All right. I bet you if we're fast, we can get one more in because we got 10 minutes. Oh, Jesus. We never saw the convoy. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, no, we still have the orders to sink the convoy. Okay. Yo. This has got to be them, right? It's got to be. Got to be them. All right, we're just going to 15,000 yards and go.
On sonar, new contact bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
All right. Let's see who this is. Sierra 1. If it's two ships
sonar,
again,
new
I
contact
swear.
bearing 280. Designated Sierra 2.
We got 10 minutes. Let's do this.
Sonar, new contact bearing 290.
3
Designated
contacts
Sierra
is good.
3.
See if I can line this up a little
sonar,
bit better.
new contact bearing 351. Designated Sierra 4. Sonar, new contact bearing 022. Designated Sierra 5.
Cargo ship.
Sonar, new contact bearing 282. Designated Sierra 6.
Container ship. All right, let's start making our way down. So what I'm doing here, I ingested 10,000 pounds and I got a 5-degree down bubble, and we're going to slowly get below the layer, which is at 200 feet. We're going to shoot our weapons below the layer, have them come up near the fleet, or approach the fleet, and then pop up to the surface, a couple thousand yards away, and surprise the hell out of every one of them. That's the plan. Total water depth, really deep. Not going to run into the bottom.
Passing 100 feet.
We would implode before we hit the bottom, so we're fine. Ooh. That almost lined up.
Sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
Shoot. Well, where's my invasion fleet at?
Sonar,
no.
Sierra 6
That's not right.
is classified as biologic.
That's not right. That's not right either. What the hell is this guy? Huh?
Sonar, Sierra 6 is classified as escort.
They sent out the entire destroyer squadron after us. They mad. They big mad.
Come left to 209 Helm I.
All right, fine.
Con sonar.
Passing 200 feet.
All right, so here's what I'm doing here. I'm going to show you guys this. So all these torpedoes are going to be active homing,
Contact bearing.
and I'm putting their arrows in the up position, meaning
Designated
shallow.
Sierra 8.
Oh, wait, we got new
Con sonar,
contacts.
new contact bearing 282. Designated Sierra 9.
This is definitely the fleet.
Con sonar Sierra 6.
Or
is
not.
Classified as merchant. Con
There it is.
Sonar Sierra 8 is
That's the
classified
landing
as
ship.
Merchant.
Got him. Oh my word.
Passing 300 feet.
Con sonar Sierra 9 is classified as submerged submarine.
All right. That's all I need to know. Okay. I don't even care what their range is technically. All I care about is from here to here is going to get 5 weapons. So, and I'm going to have them enable at about, let's shoot the long one. No, shoot the short ones first. About 8,000 yards. So let's go ahead and shoot tube 1. Tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Oh my God. I did it right. Shoot tube 2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Shoot tube kind of like 3 in the middle here.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
And then we're going to shoot tube 5 long.
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
And shoot tube 6 long there.
Shoot tube 6.
I'm kind of
Aye,
assuming
sir.
they're going to run to the west. So let's take a look at what this looks like. All right, so the first 3 are going to hit the escorts and the closest contacts. The 2 in the middle, going between the 3, are going to run long and then enable and go shallow and hit whatever's in the backfield. I'm keeping the wires in case I have to steer one. So there's no reason to go to evasion yet. I could go to 10 knots. We're at 300 feet. But that's our spread there. Let's try 10 knots for self-preservation so we don't die.
Make turns for 1.
I'm gambling that we don't lose wires. If I start losing wires, we're going to slow back down again.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5.
That's
Last
fine.
Bearing 0, 0.
I could lose
9.
contact on all these
Contact
guys.
is
I
in
don't
the
care about
Bevels.
that. I just don't want to lose the wires.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing.
All right, so they
0,
hear-
0, 0. Contact is in the baffles.
Oh, he's right there. 6,000 yards. Enable tube 1.
Con, fire control, weapon
Ooh,
acquired.
they close. They were much closer than I thought.
Con sonar Sierra 9 is classified as
Oh, that's not good.
submerged submarine.
That's not good at all. So they're turning north. This is why I might need to steer my weapons. I want to get those weapons beyond the Romeo and then enable them.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 286. Con
Alright, so
sonar Sierra
Those
3
three
is
ships
classified
are
as
the high value ships right there. That's what we need.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and enable tube 2.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
All right, I'm going to steer tube 2 off the Romeo. That's what I was afraid would happen. He needs to look at Sierra 1. Sierra 1 might be really close.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing
Yeah.
287.
And they are
Con
evading to the
sonar,
northwest.
Sierra 1
So
is
Tube
classified
4
as escort.
and Tube 2 are going to get good hits for sure. Ah, shit. Steer Tube 1 back onto the submarine. This is really dangerous because I'm steering it back towards us. This is where having some kind of safety mechanism on a torpedo would be nice.
Con sonar, noisemaker
I'm
bearing
shocked that modern naval warfare
305.
doesn't have safeties on torpedoes. What the hell? Even missiles have safeties. And of course torpedoes do too,
Con,
but
fire control, weapon acquired.
in that game they don't.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 9, last bearing 2.
All right, let's go and reload
7,
Tube 1.
Contact breaking up. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 30.
So we're going to put him right there.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
I'm going to enable this weapon early. Going after CR2 there.
Con, fire control,
Yep.
weapon acquired.
This CR2 is obviously he's right here.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 3.
Let's go and reload Tube 2.
7, contact breaking up.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort. Con
Stern-
sonar regained
the stern trawler's
contact
right in the
on
way, isn't he?
Sierra 5, bearing 359. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 280.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
I'm going to shoot missiles at CR7.
Con
I'm
sonar,
not. That's why I'm not worried about
noisemaker
him.
Bearing 279.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar lost contact.
he's toast. Oh,
Sierra
look at this
2,
guy.
Last bearing 281. Contact breaking up.
Why would he do that? Is he trying to be a hero? Or is he trying to avoid that stern trawler, CR6? I'm not sure. This is interesting. Yeah, he just maneuvered around the stern trawler. This torpedo might peel off onto CR8. Doesn't matter to me which one he blows up, by the way. That's interesting. Yeah, now these two are about to collide, which is why he's doing that. Ha ha.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3. Last bearing 304. Contact breaking up.
Con, torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
No. He immediately went after the stern trawler. There you go. Yeah. Hit CR8 in the face.
Make depth 4 feet, dive high.
There we go. That's a good torpedo attack. All right, let's go up to the periscope depth, and we're going to finish off the last guy with a couple harpoon missiles. And then we'll go watch our interview with Modern Naval Warfare devs. Should be starting here in a few minutes.
sonar ready.
All right, we got 2 harpoons ready. Probably only need 1, but I'll shoot 2. Actually, he has no point defense. I'll shoot 1.
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
There might be a helicopter up here, so I'm not going to stay at periscope depth. We don't need to. So I'm just going to slowly sink back down again, and we will watch
Making turns
the
for
weapon.
5 knots.
Con, torpedo room 2-5 ready.
Ah, that's a beautiful sight right there. Got some smoke on the water. Fire on the horizon. That was a good, that's a good attack. If this is a really big ship, I might have to hit him again. So we're gonna
200 feet.
not go too, not gonna go too deep. I might have to go back shallow again. Oh wow, that's a big boy.
Lost contact. Sierra 7. Last
Oh.
bearing 30.
Nope,
5.
1 was enough.
Contact breaking up.
It was one of these tactical oilers. Yeah, weapons nearby, baby. Let's head
Make
2/3.
turns for 1.
How far
0
away is that
knots.
weapon?
Maneuvering eye.
9,000 yards. He's almost outside the range that we need to be. Awesome. Let's get our medal on. Come on, Admiral. Cough up a medal for us. Yeah. Explosions. Enemy sunk. That's right. Now he wants to sink a wolf pack of enemy submarines. No medals. Oh, that makes me sad. All right, so here's our total summary of our campaign so far. On Friday, we're going to be doing a different campaign than this one, but we'll come back to this one at some point in the future. Total tonnage was just under 200,000 tons. Out of the warships, the submarines, and the merchants, we sank more merchants. Huh? Eh? We did a good job sinking those supply ships. And we got this one, and then the fancy one, and then we got the Navy one. Yeah. I think it's Bronze Star's Silver Star, and then Navy Com. Yay. All right. Don't go anywhere, because we are going to go right to the interview. Let me hide my screen while I pull up the stream. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We're not going anywhere. I got to change title too. All right. Let's pull up Twitch. Let's pull up modern. Oh my God.
And this, in a way, dictated how we approach the project. Unfortunately, or fortunately, for the people that like this kind of stuff, we had to focus more on the realism aspect of the project rather than, let's say, entertaining part. So we had to focus a lot on the validity of the systems, on the validity of the models. In most cases that we do a military presentation, a professional side presentation, they asked all the references and what kind of math we have behind all the engines and the logic and stuff, so it can be cross-checked by the said organization and verify that they actually work correctly. Given that, it has been up to this point a very interesting road for us to take. As always, we've had our ups and downs. In the meantime, we managed to gather an absolutely wonderful team of people that really like what they are doing. They're not just doing it for the paycheck by the end of the month. And most important, we got to a point that every single one of us has invested interest in the project for life. No one, not a single member of our team, and when I say our team, I mean the WaveOps team, the developer team, or the publishing team from the grants side, ever thought of it that it's going to be one-off release and that's about it. We want to build upon it, to make it better, to expand, to solve any issues that might arise in the future, and keep it alive for years to come. Some have said that we are going to be the hardcore sim for the naval environment, and that's really our aim. That's what we want to do. That's a small, quick intro, and hopefully now I think we should. I think we should start with addressing questions. First of all, should we start with the most important stuff, performance optimization. Issue number one. In order for us to make the whole thing work, we had to tap into hardware resources the hard way. As I said, we have been checked upon what we do on sound for propagation, for instance. And for us, in order to make this accurate, we had to design ways that will make the whole thing playable on a single computer. Believe me, there was a day that we did a professional presentation, and we had one of the project managers for a pro market constructor that did the same thing. And his question, we were demoing the whole thing on a notebook, and his question was, okay, where's the server? We had no server. Well, you cannot do that without a server. That was his opinion. I had to explain that we had to move lots and lots of stuff to the GPU. And the reason why is that we don't cheat. You have a sensor, a sonar sensor that does ray tracing using Snell's law to get towards the targets and the whole flow of the sound underwater towards the targets, and then get the flow back. And we do exactly the same for every single vessel within the game. If there is a sonar sensor on an enemy destroyer, the sensor will use exactly the same specs and exactly the same technology. There isn't, let's say, a toned down version of the sonar sensor for the enemy vessel. So every single frame of the game, we actually ray trace from all vessels in the game through all other vessels in the game for the sonar propagation. And that also happens for the radar, RF communication signals, everything. Given that, it makes the whole thing highly realistic, but also it makes it very, very heavy. Optimization is one of our primary concerns, and we are working every day, every single day on that, optimizing piece by piece by piece by piece by piece. But it's not going to be as simple as, oh, we forgot a loop there and suddenly the game is twice as fast. Or it's not going to be as, okay, we changed this and this on our graphics render and suddenly the game flies and can be played on an old computer. It won't happen. What we're trying to do is we try to engineer as best as possible every tiny thing, and during the whole EA process, early access process, we try to get as much performance from its computer system as possible.
And every magic trick that a programmer has on its sleeve hidden, believe me when I say that we are using it in every single aspect of the of the title and of the project, we are using the latest and most possible and efficient algorithm that there might be standardized in the programming sector, just to make the thing work and perform faster. I must also put on my brother's talking, add that stability comes first to us.
Yes.
From performance. So we put first stability and then we put performance.
We stabilize stuff, we finalize with the features that need to be added, and then we optimize afterwards. And this is an engineering process. It's being done step by step rather than, trying to add features and also try to make the whole thing faster. It's a process that it takes a lot of iterations, and we're going to continue throughout the product life to do that, but it'll take time. It's not just a simple thing that we might change.
And it is not a benchmark product. It's a project that it has to be, it should work, and then it should perform fastly.
Exactly. Next big subject, the AI, tactical and operational. We have in the game several layers of AI. We have our AI assist AIs, we have the opponent AIs, which in essence would be a collection of AI assists operating on a vessel on the other side of your screen. And upon that, we also have, and this is not in the game right now, this is what we are working on, what we call the operational AI. The idea of the operational AI, and I've tried to skim through your questions before we started the event, and I get that a lot. The idea of the operational AI is that in the real world, the process of hunting down a submarine is not ever followed by a single vessel. Usually it needs a combined strength of several different platforms, all using their
sensors and
yes,
communication
and
links.
Exactly, and strengths in order to get to make a proper attack. This is what the operational AI is going to achieve. Right now its vessel, it's limited to its own sensors and the ability to understand the surroundings, which might be very, very limited. Answering also some of the questions I've read, we do have a system that sets global tensions, and the global tensions level usually are peacetime. So an enemy vessel might not even decide to attack, even it classifies you as an enemy. And beneath these tension levels, we have for each vessel special rules of engagement, ROEs. And under that, we also have some basic assumptions about the command structure, and let's say how aggressive a captain might be or stuff like that. Given all that, without the proper operational AI, some things might not behave as expected, as many people of you have already seen. The idea so for us is that we implement the operational AI. It's gonna, let's say, conduct and try to manage all the forces under its disposal. It will select which platform has the best chances of attacking, if they have weapons, if it might even decide to change the rules of engagement for a particular vessel.
For those who are coming from strategy games, consider it as a layer of an AI used by many strategic games to conduct tactics over the NPCs.
Yes.
It's a layer, so you should consider it as a layer of AI layer of a strategy or of a strategic game behind a first-person simulator.
Yes, exactly. The same AI system is also going to be operational for the friendly vessels AI. It's one of our highest priorities at the moment. It's one of the things that the AI team is currently working on. And it's one of the things that we want to introduce as soon as possible.
Just keep in mind, for those who don't know and just come getting introduced into the anti-submarine warfare, things are not fast.
Yes.
Don't expect, like in an airplane, that somebody is going to intercept you and attack you immediately. This is not what it happens. And since we are following the realistic approach on everything, on almost everything, you're gonna expect and you're gonna have to see some specific motives of the enemy ships that they are trying to locate you and they're trying to hunt you down. They have in the submarine world, they have a saying that ASW doesn't mean anti-submarine warfare, but it means awfully slow warfare.
Yes.
So please keep that in mind.
Yes. So it's one of our highest priorities. We're working on it right now. Hopefully, the introduction of that, along with some improvement on the maneuvers and tactics included in the game, will make a very, very realistic backplane for future mission design.
You will witness realistic search patterns. You will witness realistic engagement approaches. You will see all this stuff coming in.
Yes, and all this stuff are coming sooner, not later.
Yeah.
Just to address a question that is connected to that, although this works as a strategy layer, modern naval warfare is not intended, and it will never be a strategy game. The point is that you command a single vessel, and no matter how we expand or change that, it's not your prerogative or the game design idea behind this ever for you to command any other vessels except from your own. So it's not going to turn the thing into a strategy game.
No.
Somebody asked about it.
This is not the intention of the... It's not in the design phase. It's not
exactly.
even the intention of the designers.
Exactly. There are other titles like Command that do that very well.
Very well and better than everything else. So
yeah, so there is no point for us to tap into that. Also, I'll get off with some easy stuff. Localization voiceovers, they are all in the works. We have several languages ready, except from English, of course, German, French, Russian, Chinese, Spanish. Some Italian friend asked about Italian. We don't have so many requests for that. The back plane is on that, so if we get enough requests, I think we'll think about it and do it. Also, voiceovers, as most of them are already recorded. We need to do some final checks, and hopefully one of the first patches they're going to be in.
I like that they have limits on the operational level.
Another
so it's not strategic.
big part, documentation. Here we have two different angles about documentation. On one hand, we can, the whole point of a sim like that is to help you learn how a modern submarine, in this case submarine, operates. And I think most study sims do something like that. We are actively working on documentation. We are actively working on improving that. We have people from, right now, we have college professors writing about it. We have YouTubers writing parts of the documentation. We have active branch members writing parts of the documentation. Our aim is to help everybody learn how a submarine works, given that it's never going to be a very, very easy sim to play, because reality takes first precedence on that. So we're preparing more detailed training scenarios. We're preparing videos that will follow the training scenarios, training scenario missions, one-on-one, step-by-step, and help each one follow the steps and get acquainted with the whole idea. But also keep in mind that the simulation will need some investment of your time. No matter how good documentation we do, and we already have something like 200 pages of that, no matter how many videos we make,
he's saying documentation.
People will need to invest time in order to really understand what is happening. We can teach you the systems and some basic tactics,
and some background theory.
Yes, but it's difficult for us to teach what a 4-year cadet course in any Navy teaches and the logic behind it. Of course, as it happens in this kind of cases, there are many people that become experts very, very fast and very soon. And we're happy to say that our beta team community has been helping a lot of people with tactics. And hopefully, by expanding the documentation, making better videos, will make this whole onboarding process that much easier for everybody.
But the whole fun in investing time in a high fidelity simulation is the fun.
Yeah,
is the fun thing.
On learning stuff.
At
yes.
least from our background, because we always been simulation fans. No matter, not only in naval simulator fans, but in every genre, racing, flight simming, space simming, whatever. The fun part was always the learning curve. Of course, again, when you get results,
yes,
it's the whole thing that it's coming in as an input to you after all the hard work that you've done, but the learning curve is the fun part.
And the final thing about the basic stuff asked is that we got also several UI recommendations for improvement. Anything that makes sense, we have already put it in the pipeline from your feedback. You'll see incremental improvements on stuff as we go along, and this goes both from the game perspective, the UI of the game, and stuff for the stations, secondary stuff that might be missing. Grant, you want to add something here?
Yeah, I was just going to say, no, you're fine. I'm sorry, guys, I've still got that echo going on, but I was just going to say with the onboarding of players and getting more familiar with the game, it was a huge part of the feedback, and we, like you said, we're addressing every single part of it, and we'll try to make it we'll provide everything for the player. So they'll be able to go into a station, they'll be able to see videos, work their way through it and everything else. Documentation will be there. We'll give you everything we can to help you get into the simulator. That's what it's all about. But as Yana said, it's going to take a little bit of work to enjoy it.
That's about, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go to specific questions.
Yes,
now?
That's the basic stuff. We're going to follow the list of questions you got, guys, from initially from Discord or Steam or whatever.
Okay. To catch everybody up, they're working on stability,
is multi-screen
performance,
setup. Is it possible?
and then
Yes,
documentation all at the
there
same
is
time.
In the settings and in the gameplay section, there's an additional monitors video section. You can actually have up to 5 external displays, and on that you get a desktop and you can select which station you can set up. You can have 2 sonar stations, you can have 1 fire control, 2 fire controls, or whatever setup you can imagine. And I think it's one of the most interesting aspects of the game on a multi-display setup. Many of our people have been testing that. Next question, if you have translation to Italian, I think we addressed that. Given
That same guy was in my chat last night asking about Italian.
Our marketing team is Italian. That it's not the initial language, but get enough requests, guys, and.
But everybody knows Italian. That's it.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's easy. Everybody knows Italian. Ciao.
Will there be the ability to use voice commands? Is one of things that we are not working on it right now.
We are considering
that. We've seen people doing that on live streams right now by using third-party packages. Yes, it makes very sense in our game. It's on our to-do list already.
Yes. We're gonna invest some time on how we can actually pull this through.
What the future content look like? It's not a secret. It's on the site on the Steam page for years. We plan to expand it both on submarines and surface platforms. More missions, more maps. Also, and of course, enemy NPC AIs. Now,
close it.
Multiplayer, yeah, just it. Multiplayer, yes. It's gonna be by the end of. It's planned for the end of the early access.
Yeah, okay.
The idea for us is that you have 2 basic modes: co-op and player versus player. And the thing is that you can actually combine the 2 modes, so you can have one team manning a submarine, 4, 3, 6, whatever number of people, and another team manning another submarine. They go out and fight it off.
That's gonna be
it's
fun.
on the works. It's not. It's a priority, but it's not one of the stuff you're gonna see within the next 3 months. It needs a lot, and it's a lot of work, and it has to be done properly because it has great spread all over the project. There are a lot of moving parts, a lot of systems that need to operate one end to the other. So we have a central contact management system that gets all the feeds from the sensors, and this system has to feed tracks to the fire control. So you can imagine that if you man a fire control and the submarine is on the other side of the planet, we have to have this 2-way communication, getting all the data all over the place. It takes a lot of planning, but hopefully it's going to be a very, very stable system. User mode support and Steam Workshop integration. I cannot say for sure about Steam Workshop, but user mode support, yes. In fact, there are already a couple of mods running around doing various stuff. We are very much pro mod, and we would like the community to be actively involved with the whole project. The only thing we want to do is make it correct and as stable as possible, so that no single mod crashes the whole game. And
that's where the workshop would come in
both
if they implement
easy
that.
for implementation, yet stable enough so we don't have any issues with all the complexity of the systems that we have behind that. Want to add anything?
Nope.
Okay. AI plans improvement. I think we addressed that. Will we be able to order units in any way?
This one, it's no. But we both know that in a way, if everything goes well with multiplayer, there might be a chance that an external application might.
Yes,
but for that specific, it's no.
No. The game won't be able to command or order any other units.
And we don't want to give any idea that there might be a case that you will do this thing.
No,
it's not a strategy game. This is not going to happen.
Yes. The only exception here would be in the future when we release, let's say, destroyer or frigate.
Well, that's only for the helicopters.
The embarked helicopters.
Yes.
There makes sense because you command the helicopter that you have, but it's not as we say.
And you will not command in an immediate way.
No.
You will send a plan.
Exactly.
Okay. As it happens, actually, you send orders or you send a plan. It's not a strategy game. Okay. It will never be.
And another content questions, we add additional vessels, we said we do. Which ones do you have on the roadmap? I cannot comment on that. It's, I think, too early for that.
Yes.
Or any questions about free additional
I like that
costs or
they're
whatever.
not lying about the roadmap.
Playable surface vessels, yes, it's in our roadmap. I think
not the
immediate
roadmap.
No, the early access. Yes, I don't want to get that.
Clear that.
Yes, it's in our future plans.
Yes.
I think there is a big hole in the market for that, and I think we are the proper product to
address it. And I think, and I strongly believe that it's going to be a great fun in the multiplayer phase.
Yeah. What is the timeline for a mission editor? A full mission editor, it's
within the early access.
Yes, it's within the early access timeline. I cannot give you exact dates. We already have a system that we work in-house, but it's not proper for release as it is. We want to expand it, and it also uses many open source tools to do that.
Just keep in mind that the editor is going to be a hardcore editor, as everything else we do. Don't expect something inside the MNW that is going to be simple.
No.
Okay?
No. And another question, modding roadmap. What tools are we looking for testing experiment with the system? What about existing interface with Unity? Access in terms of testing, community involvement, dev streams, great start. Communication with the community. Sorry, I'm trying. We have only 1 hour. I'm trying to move fast through those stuff.
Oh, okay,
how
good.
do you intend the simulator will be down the road, like modding AI units, play control units, systems, or UI? Most of this stuff we addressed them. We want from now on to keep a very steady stream of communications. We are going to have reports, several reports during this period, and we want to make several QAs like that. We have today. The idea behind it is that we're going to focus on particular stuff on the future QAs, like new features we added, or maybe a system. We may have a QA just for a sonar. We not sure 100% how they're going to look, but we want to keep the community alive and close to us, because, and most important, we want your feedback. We think we can make this the best naval simulator there is only if we have the feedback of the community. We have been focused very hard ourselves on the validity of our sensor and models and propagation models and physics and stuff like that. But I think your involvement will make a better simulation than just a system modeler.
Well, that has already been
Yes.
an example from the beta testing period.
Exactly.
Well, they were very good.
Modding units and stuff, I think we covered most of the stuff before that. There's a question about specific frequencies in narrowband, if this is unrealistic and how you can assign trackers to specific frequencies in narrowband. Also, it seems that the narrowband sound is at least plus minus 10 degrees right now. I think this question gets a little bit technical. Just to get a reference on that, we model the actual, I don't want to get too technical here, but we model the actual beamforming of each sensor based on the specifications. If you try, let's say you have the fat line towed array reeled and you try to track a target on the front fore-aft axis of the towed array, it's probably the resolution is gonna be worse than 10 degrees. The system models the accuracy of the tracking based on the angle of attack of the signal to the sensor. And if the sensor is cylindrical or spherical, will have the same beam pattern all around. If it is a line array, it will have huge differences center and off axis. As this third-party electronic navigational charts, it's a complicated issue. It needs a lot of licensing. We are going to have tools implemented pretty soon for drafting and stuff. External navigational charts is not a technical issue so much, or as much as a licensing issue, and it needs a lot of discussion. I'm not sure. We haven't gotten a decision yet. It's probably something we will need to discuss in the future, but
It's expensive.
Really for that. When can we expect more manuals and SIP information? We are working, as we said, currently on that. So you should expect soon things getting expanded. We finish the process, we implement, you get it. There's no middle ground here, so especially on the manuals, it's a different build process. Probably you get manuals on different contents than the actual patches. What is the bottleneck? Time compression. For the time compression, is it CPU, memory, GPU?
It's almost everything, guys.
Yes, I think it's a combination of all the above. As I said, many of the calculations are on the GPU. So if you need and you want to get more GPU stuff, more time compression, you can lower probably your graphic settings.
That's what I did.
Free up, let's say, GPU resources and
Well,
memory.
you can close buildings, shadows of the buildings, shadows of the of the plants.
By shutting down stuff graphically wise, it will free up GPU resources, and you'll get that much better performance for higher time compressions. Given that we are already designing maybe a feature that will start shutting down particular stuff, it's down the pipeline. Hopefully it will allow higher time compression levels in the future by, I don't know, not exactly cheating, but you know, the disabling non-essential things that will break the gameplay.
It shouldn't be rendering shadows if you're inside the submarine of a building.
I was going to say, just for people that might have joined later or whatever, I'll just give you a bit of a rundown of what we did. As all the feedback's been coming through about different things, we've found the biggest points that we're going to address up front. And they were at the beginning. It was performance and optimization, tactical and operational AI changes, UI UX quality of life, documentation of spatial-specific videos, localization and stuff. And as a result of that, what we're doing, we're in the process of, sorry, I've got an echo going on. But what we're trying to do, what we are doing, is we're in the process of putting a roadmap together and coming up with a plan, and then that'll be released to you guys, and you'll know what's going on and what we're focusing on and what we're going to be doing. So this is what we'll be doing. It was just I noticed a couple of questions coming up about that. It's in hand. The most important things you need fixed now, they are being looked at. And we'll let you know what's going on. That's it.
Okay, thanks for the step in. There are many questions. I'm gonna pass through some of you.
Larry,
these guys,
that's hilarious.
Multiplayer, we addressed that. LAN multiplayer.
No, not in
Yes.
the commercial, guys.
Yes.
For obvious reasons.
We will have access to better chart data. Yes, we are designing nautical charts and better chart tools. Some of them are going to come incrementally. So we have a more complete SD system. Are the systems equipment for the Virginia finalized, or do you plan additional equipment and configurations? We only add stuff that can verify right now that exists on the Virginia. Yes, we will improve upon some stuff like the ECDIS tooling and nautical charts, and probably a tool set left and right, some improvements on the sonar systems as far as tooling is concerned, or add some feature that's missing on the ESM. But unless we have positive spec that such system exists, we won't add it in the Virginia. If it's finalized, I think there are improvements left and right that we can add, but they have to be realistic.
This is for the campaigns, the question. This is something that happened in the World War II theaters, guys. Usually this is not how it's been done in the modern Navy. The modern Navy submarine has specific orders that they know them through when they are on sale and through data links, and they have very specific mission basis to follow. So I don't know whether this is feasible in our case.
One question that I've passed: is there a plan for any SIP recognition system game? There was a huge discussion about that. There was no such system on the 688 Los Angeles submarines, although there was on all the previous simulation games that modeled that. And from what we gathered, there is no such system on the Virginia class, so usually it's through vocal communication or some type of, or maybe the APP6, Middle Standard 2525 buttons you see in the sonar tracker, for instance. You have to classify that the enemy is an enemy, and then you put the comment in. That's the information we currently have on that. As I said, if we can find positive information that such a system exists, we're going to put it. If no,
then you have to use the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, the description.
You answered about the campaigns. Is it possible to get feedback from the team about which missions and campaigns are working as expected by the team right now? This is a very long question. Probably we'll cover most of this info on one of the future reports. We are actively testing everything along with any bug fixes that we get, and we'll get back to you on that. It's going to take too much time to get one by one. How success on the mission is measured? It depends on the mission. On the mission design. A training torpedo, it counts if it hit the or any of the targets, its intended targets. A mission that says that the enemy is destroyed means that it needs some vital subsystems to be damaged. usually if you have an enemy vessel and the maneuvering, the whole engineering section is...
if you see it disabled,
yes.
most probably is destroyed.
It covers the destroy clause.
It doesn't have to sink.
Yes. If a mission says sinking, yes, then you need to actually sink the vessel. But most missions state about destroy, not sink. And this is actually pretty realistic given the current operation of how large missiles work. You can have a hull that's utterly destroyed but not sunk, because most of the missiles hit above the waterline. Are secondary objectives mandatory? No, and I don't think they should be. It's just an added plus that you might get a secondary objective. The passing rate is
well,
just
that's
if you
not
get
true. We discovered that last week.
The primary ones, and let's say if you survive. When can we expect a complete comprehensive list of every function and procedure on the block 1 through 4? Functions is one part, procedure is another. Both aspects are being written as we are talking. We need to get at least a basic core of features ready for each case, and then we are going to release them on the operations manual. But yes, this along with the training campaign and the manuals, I think will cover most of the functions. Adding a new setting for OP4 subs. In fact,
there is one.
In fact, there is on the difficulty setting your own sensor bonus. If you reduce it from realistic, your sensors will be that much more sensitive than both the opponent's ones and your friendly units ones. You're going to get better results for your own sub as far as sensor returns are concerned. It's not going to be just for the sonar though. It's the same thing with ESM, radar, everything. Earth is flat. No, Earth is not flat in our game. Obviously, all game engines use a Cartesian system, so you have got X, Y, Z, and everything is flat. But we actually model the whole Earth curvature very detailed on different aspects. This includes radar signals. That's why if you get on the surface and you open a radar, you'll see that if it goes far enough, because the sail is low enough, Earth curvature will block radio transmission, radio signal transmission, RF transmission from the sonar, and you will never from the radar. Sorry, you won't get any signal there. Also, as vessels move away, they get down below and below the horizon, and in fact, if you've got a vessel which is 25 nautical miles away,
and you have a clear weather,
you might see just the
masts.
The masts. So yes, we model the curvature pretty much on both visual and RF.
In sound propagation, Earth curvature. Sound propagation and sonar sensors are BVR sensors, okay?
Yes.
And since there are lots of things happening in sound propagation, in underwater sound propagation,
you won't see the effect of Earth curvature
you don't care. Just to be honest, you don't care that much. There are other factors that they affect sound in very in very far distances.
Yes.
That mostly have to do with physics, water temperature and physics, and of course bottom bouncing.
But visual and RF, yes, of course.
In visual and RF, of course,
yes.
Earth curvature is affecting RF.
Exactly. Any incoming fixes on any missions? Yes. We should note here, we should put a notice that we plan on keeping a steady stream of builds throughout the early access period. The idea is that we're gonna have something like one big patch per month. Keep that in mind that we don't want to give any particular dates, mostly because we want to be sure that something is correct before we release a bug fix or add a new feature. We don't want to move around issues that haven't been solved correctly. Our first patch is planned for the end of June. However, yes, we have plans of hot fixing various things, including missions in the meantime. We want to keep the product as healthy as possible and improve it. Is the passive sonar attenuation propagation as model realistic setting currently considered more or less correct? It needed major reweighting. I think it's one of the most verified sensors we've got right now, and we have checked it, believe me, with more than one professional on as a consultant, and it's one of the most displayed aspects whenever we do any professional market presentation. And we've shown the thing on many navies, and we got very, very positive results on how it works and how it behaves. This, however, doesn't mean that we might have, for game purposes, reweight some of our missions in order to make them playable. There were not a few incidents in the real world that two very quiet submarines just hit each other without knowing that one or the other exists. There was two SSBN, one French and one British, having hit one another. There was hits between 688 and a Russian Barracuda class, Project 945, what we call the Sierras, just outside Murmansk. There were many occasions that due to ocean conditions, you couldn't just detect something.
Ocean propagation is a very, very difficult and complex thing to discuss. I don't know whether we can state it here.
No, I think we should make a QA just
yeah,
for this.
Just for this thing.
Yes.
But it's not as you older players used to have in your mind that this is a layer. If I pass the depth, okay, I'm fine. I have passed over the layer.
Yes.
Or now I'm under the depth and the layer. I'm under the layer, so I'm fine. It's not exactly like that.
But that's how it's behaving. That's why I'm saying it's wrong.
Individual favorite parts of the game while developing.
That's what needs to be addressed.
It's the latest stuff. You get used to the previous one, so whatever you fixed or created the last time, that's where the fun is. If we're playing it just for fun, oh yes. Whenever we try to test something, we just find ourselves half an hour later, the whole team trying to do stuff, and we say, okay, we should stop here because we have work to do. Away trade secrets, how the rise of LLMs, we haven't used AI as a tool. It's not even allowed under our contracts. There are some specular video footage online, 48 detonating under various ships' keel and breaking the backs. Is this setting we have to set up on the torpedo? Depending on the vessel, we don't model graphically the breakup of the vessel, but depending on the heat, you might get, because
if your solution is correct and the torpedo hits amidships, then you're gonna sink it. If your solution is not correct and it hits the vessel either too far away because they have a proximity fusion, which is up to it blows up to 6 meters radius. If you manage to hit the ship in front from a 6 meter radius, or no matter how big the amount of explosive material is in the heavyweight torpedo, those 6 meters will dissipate very fastly the damage that the torpedo will do to the ship.
Exactly.
So yes, there might be a chance that you will need two
Mark
Mark 48
Yes.
to kill it.
You'll have to make what we call a lead approach rather than a lag one, so that you manage to get the torpedo amidships.
That's
and then,
why,
believe me,
and
it will-
thinking of the
it will
Iranian
sink.
ship was
And
fucked
that's-
Be sure about the depth too.
That's
If your
exactly why
depth
it
is, if you have set it to the torpedo in 100 feet, let's say,
Yeah, it won't.
it won't kill it.
Yeah.
It won't sink it, not kill it.
Yeah. V-Sync toggle, DLSS, FSR, they are all in the pipeline. Some of them are going to be implemented. Some of them we will see how they affect the whole simulation thing. We never say no to any kind of technology. V-Sync, we had many discussions about it. If we got enough requests, we're going to put the whole thing in. Window full screen mode. It's a good question. It's not that difficult to consider, but it hasn't crossed our idea that someone might need it. We have to check that. Where do I place Demon Castle to show the contact RPM? That's a training question, but usually the first line is just noise.
It's the flow noise of the ship.
Yes. So after that, you
The
have,
second more aggressive and more.
if you exclude the first one, you need to find the most from the rest of those, the most intense line. This is usually what we call the shaft line. You put that there, you put in the figure of how many are the expected blades of the propeller, you get
And
the
then
RPM
you
value.
get the RPM. And please keep in mind that although you can do Demon, we allow Demon to be done from towed arrays, they are low frequency sensors, they don't do Demon. What you are looking for is not on low frequencies. Please use the lab.
Yes.
If you want a good
Demon analysis.
Demon analysis.
Demon analysis means that you
use
have
the
a clear-
spherical lab
Yeah.
array, because the frequencies are on the medium band. It's not on the low band.
For the
okay?
Demon,
For
yes.
the Demon.
Will there be VR? We had VR. We have tested VR. We have presented VR on military exhibitions. It makes for a very interesting first contact with the interior of the submarine. You actually feel to be in there. But then again, it's very difficult to be sitting on a sonar station for half an hour through your VR glasses. I don't know if it makes sense. We took the decision to place our focus on multi-display support and stuff like that, which makes far more sense. If we get enough requests, we might reconsider it because the technology is there. It's not that we need major rework to do that. From the UI perspective, but not as far as the base game is concerned. However, I'm not sure if it makes that much sense. It makes just if you're supposed to be the captain. But station operation, which is a big part of our game,
Yeah, if you ask my humble opinion, multi-screen and voice recognition that you proposed,
yeah,
they are the two great features
that make more
that
immersive.
make the intensity and the feeling of being inside a submarine most probable and the best.
Yes. Okay. Live chat. Not sure if this was asked in the Discord, but what is causing the disparity between fathometer readout and the charted depth? Charted depth below the keel is always from recorded maps. That's what happens in the real world. 22 years ago, 688 submarine crashed in an underwater mountain. Captain Cobb, chief of the boat, XO were relieved. One sailor died. They were doing almost flank speed. They said that they hit the
was in San
the
Francisco.
underwater mountain with something like 30 knots. Most of the front of the vessel was destroyed. Thankfully, they didn't have a breach on the pressure hull. They are not accurate. The charter depth below keel is not as accurate as what you get from the fathometer. What we did was we used the same globally available data, and then we added some noise to simulate that on our actual terrain, because we get from feedback from actual veterans that they very rarely match. However, we'll try to take another look. If we have too big of a disparity, then we have to fix that. However,
That's the thing, is the discrepancy is too large.
Even the small part that we simulate
Hundreds
is
of feet.
1,200 kilometers by 1,200 kilometers. That's 1.5 million kilometers of space that we have to check. So yeah, we'll try to do our best on that. Hi, first of all, congratulations again, the game out in early access. Awesome. How can we help with bug reports and stuff like that? We'll try to work with our support team here, how we would like to make that as seamless for you guys as possible.
Yeah, to make we are trying to design a pipeline on how the information coming from you is directed to the development team.
Exactly. So, and with the fewest stops as possible, we'll let you know as soon as we have a plan that seems
feasible.
So we can gather also all the main data.
That's important because they keep asking for our feedback, but there's no way to give it.
Community managers team, we're all discussing that right now, so we can make a system that you can assign tickets and the proper way, and we can address them as fast as possible. Will AI crew members be improved? Yes. We hope to improve both on the functionality and the communication, including...
The captain can gain important information from them to aid his decision-making and processes.
Yes, we plan on improve that, but keep in mind, we got also the discussion on that let's say you order the pilot station to go deep, and you order them to go to 1,200 feet, and the depth below keel you've seen on the fathometer is 600 feet. And you're at 100 feet, so you've got an actual depth of 700 deep feet depth in this location. In the real world, no pilot will ever ask you about your order. They'll just follow it. And in our case, AI crew members will obey orders based on their area of responsibility. We're going to improve the communication between you and them, but they will never exceed their assigned area of responsibility.
We are planning, we are putting the features of alarms that is going to help on such for the example that he gave, for instance, there are going to be alarms for this thing coming from the pilot station. But
multiplayer, how they will work, we address that. Any plan hopes to expand the playable interior of the submarine. We're not going to add kitchen or whatever.
We stick to the CIC, guys.
Yes, what we model is the tactical side of the submarine. No engineering. It's illegal. We cannot find any information on that.
But even if you do, it changes the aspect of the game.
Yes, and no torpedo rooms for that matter. So it's the tactical side.
It's no crew management. It's not
exactly.
It's not the aspect of the game.
Are you aware that training torps cannot be loaded in campaign mission 1? I think yes, and I think it's already internally has been resolved. Hopefully you'll see the fix on the first on our first patch.
We have icebergs as shown in trailer 5 years ago.
Yes, you are going to have.
When we're gonna have
yes, right now we're modeling South China Sea. Hopefully there has been no iceberg there. Given the weather, so whenever we expand to northern or very south.
And it's not just the icebergs.
Elevation.
I mean, let's just not stick to the icebergs. If we're gonna bring you icebergs, you're gonna have sound propagation underwater from icebergs,
Yes.
and all the effects of them. So
Yeah.
that's how we do plan the expansions in MNW.
Okay. We exceeded our planned time,
Not much,
but not
for the
much.
amount of questions.
Yes,
that
we
we
tried
had
to
to
do
answer.
that as fast as possible. I think we
I
covered
think so,
most
Bullet.
of the questions asked. Grant,
They're
after
way
all
over
this
time.
talk-
Do you have anything to add about icebergs?
No, I just thought it was funny with icebergs in the South China Sea. That was very cool.
well, in fact, our first demo we did show icebergs. So yes,
No. I mean,
the question is fair.
It's fair and valid. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just seeing the people's comments come through and looking at all the time and effort that people put into feeding back to us and stuff. It's quite amazing. Again, I'm just going to say thank you to them and thank you for all the ideas. And we take it on board. We're going to come up with a plan and get you a fantastic simulator. It's pretty good now, but just wait till you see where it goes. Just give us the time. We'll do the work, and it'll be wonderful. That's it from me.
One last question that we get just right now. Are there going to be more expanded graphics option settings like the option to disable motion blur, lens flares, DLSS? Oh, we can put settings on whatever will not harm realism. And given the feedback, we're going to add stuff like that. For instance, yes, you can disable motion blur, but we will never allow for underwater environment. You've got external screen. Many people complained about the whole blur thing on the underwater environment, the external camera. Yes, given the amount of people that ask for that, we're going to remove it. Or put a setting for it, to be honest. But you will not get a setting of looking further away underwater, because in all real honesty, there's no place in the world that you can go underwater with a Virginia class and you can see the Virginia class one side to the other under the water.
No matter what, camera lens you might have and filter.
Yes. The distances are that much small. So we're gonna put as many settings as you like, as up to the point that they don't affect any realism specifications for the game. I think that's about it for the first day, for the first such Q&A. Thank you everybody who's been here. As I said, we plan on hosting several of those in the following months, probably covering specific aspects of the simulation, and of course whatever has been released by that time. Feel free to suggest any topics for the next one, apart from generic Q&A stuff, and we can make it work. Thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds like that's it. Alrighty, folks, let's do this. Let's bring me in here. Hey, all right, this is how we're going to wrap it up. Let me get off of, they just ended the stream there. Let me close their website, free up some assets of my own PC. Okay, let me just cover what they talked about. So the things that they're addressing right now, their entire team, is stability of the game is continuing to be worked on. It's one of three major things that they're working on right now. The second thing is performance. This is in order of priority. Stability's first. Performance, which is significant. If you don't have a really good video card, like whenever I play this game in my office, I don't have a good video card because it's dying on me. You almost can't even play the game. It's ridiculous. So they're trying to clean that code up so that people that don't have really beefy machines like streamers typically have, you can still play it on a regular computer you can buy from Walmart or whatever, Best Buy. And then the third thing that they're kind of going down after, or as they're doing these other two things, they are working on what they call operational AI. What they described was tactical AI. but there were some operational elements to it, so I kind of forgive them on that. And what that is the ability of multiple vessels on the enemy side to work together with their air assets via data link communication to hunt you down. Because just because you shoot them doesn't mean they know where you're at. A lot of games assume that and kind of cheat, so they don't have to do that math. The way the AI is working is that they don't automatically detect you just because they're being shot at from a direction, just because that's like a threat axis or something. So they're going to actually model the sound propagation from their perspective as well as it's being modeled from our perspective. And they're going to work with the multiple assets to localize, draw a circle around an area where a submarine might be, and then work together to shrink that, which is the way it's done in reality. So those are the top three things they're working on. There is another team, including academics, college professors, Navy active duty, and YouTubers, which I thought was funny. You mentioned YouTubers. Not me, by the way, so do not blame me for this. Currently working on documentation. So the documentation we have is going to grow and be filled in. All right, so that's the next thing. They currently do support mods. As a matter of fact, there's at least one mod out there already. Somebody wrote a mod for LOFAR analysis for classification. I haven't used it. I don't want to kind of mess with it, but they're okay with mods like that being out there and available. However, Steam Workshop is a whole laundry list of requirements that the game has to meet before the workshop can even be a thing. I think that's why Workshop was never available in Cold Waters. I suspect that the team that made Cold Waters years ago never went down the road of the workshop. So these guys are okay with mods happening. Make your mod, install it in the game, have fun. But workshop may happen in the future. They did not commit to it, by the way. I want to put down narrowband models. So someone asked about why the narrowband models were 10 degrees off in bearing. There's two reasons for that. And I mentioned this in my broadband tutorial because it also applies to narrowband. On your towed arrays, the only bearing that's accurate is the one that's in the middle. The further you get away from the middle of your towed arrays, the worse your bearings get. The second part of that, and this is so important, and this is what they don't talk about, and I got to get careful because I don't know how much you can talk about this. The frequency matters a lot. You can have the best towed array in the world. If you have 50 hertz, that wavelength is literally 100 feet long. You're not going to get one bearing. I mean, you'll send one bearing to fire control, but it'll be plus or minus 5 degrees easily for 50 hertz. Now you get 300 hertz, it's a lot more accurate because the wavelength is a lot shorter. Okay. So, and that's where we go to propagation. This blew my mind. They have convinced themselves from what my take from what they said about sound propagation using Snell's law. Snell's law is the baseline for how sound bends in a medium like water. They have naval experts, that one of which I know by name, and then there are also academics that have looked at the propagation model and said that it's accurate. They have used the propagation model in demonstrations on the commercial side, meaning U.S. Navy and maybe even other navies. And their feedback from the U.S. Navy was that it was impressively accurate. There is a huge problem with the propagation model that they're not addressing, and I don't know if you can even talk about it, which is maybe why it's not in the game. There's a lot more to propagation than Snell's law. The problem right now appears, without having looked at the formula that they use, because I don't know, is that when Snell's law bends the sound ray back up to the surface, no sound rays get down below that, creating the shadow zone, right? That's actually accurate. That's fine. But what happens is some sound rays get bent down and go right through that layer before they start being bent back up again, right? That's also modeled. Those rays that go almost straight down are very short range, right? Creating the outline of the shadow zone. A huge part of that is what frequency are they looking at? 50 hertz burns through every layer, no matter how strong it is, like a knife through hot butter. 50 hertz, the primary noisemaker of Chinese vessels, 50 hertz. Doesn't give a shit about the layer. You can hear it to San Diego. There's a laundry list of other frequencies as well. I don't know if we can talk about them, but damn it, they should model it. Snell's law is the beginning. Run Snell's law for 50 hertz, run it for 300 hertz. And then you can factor in between that. It's only 2 calculations. Right now, they're not doing any. Right now, they're doing Snell's law, which is sound velocity 1 over sound velocity 2, right? And it's bending the wave. All frequencies are getting bent back up to the surface. So none of them penetrate the layer, no matter how weak the layer is. So the moment you have a layer, it's like the bottom of the ocean. It's blocking all sound. And then the guy, one of the 2 brothers, was saying that the layer is not like a steel plate and that you're just safe once you get below the layer. But that's exactly what the model is doing, which is why I'm saying the model is wrong. You need to factor, just do 3 calculations: low frequency, medium frequency, and high frequency for the layer. Run that ray trace 3 times. Now, that's going to triple the work of the computer. And it doesn't need more work. They're trying to optimize it right now. But God damn it, whenever you go below the layer, you're a ghost. But so are they on the surface, and you can't see them or hear them. That's got to be addressed. That is broke as fuck. That's really broke. And when the brother said that it's not like that, does he play the game? Does he look at the game when he plays it? Go below the layer, you lose all contacts immediately. And the layer is weak. Oh, it's also not a dynamic environment. This is a big thing. Every time we go on a mission, it's the same environment every time. They should add some variability to that, because that damn layer at 72 feet is like a steel plate. And if you're below it, you have no contacts. If you're above it, you know, then you have everybody. But the propagation model drives me nuts, and I'm very concerned that they're not even going to address it. That could kill the game, because that means everything. That's sonar performance is what that is. And it's so broken. It's so broken. Okay. And then finally, Demon. They finally mentioned Demon. The way they want you to measure it is not the way it really works. It's similar. I'll give them that, but it's not the way. So I'm going to demonstrate this tomorrow whenever I stream. We're going to bring Demon back up, and we're going to go to the first strong line that's not all the way on the left-hand side. They clearly don't know what that line is, because it's not what they said it was. It's funny. I don't know. Somebody from the Navy should just tell them how Demon works. Hell, show them how Demon works. And then put that in the game. At least put the display, put the tools in the game so that we can do it. I don't think Demon is sensitive at all. It's like it's the oldest technology of the entire sonar suite, except maybe the fathometer. The fathometer might actually be older. Yeah. Demon's been around for almost 80 years. It's not new. It probably is secret, but it's not sensitive, in my opinion. So we're going to try and measure Demon the way that they said to measure it. But man, the propagation path has got to be fixed. And let me, let me bring it up. I'm going to be late to my appointment. I've got to do this, but let's bring this up real quick. I got to show you what I'm talking about. I got to show you this. Give me 1 second. The game's loading. I'm loading Modern Naval Warfare. I want to show you guys the ray trace. I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is so important. So important. They need to run that ray trace for 3 different frequencies. 1 low freak, 1 medium freak, 1 high freak. and you will see radically different SVPs, or not SVPs, but radically different ray traces, because the sound penetrates the layer like it's not even there, the lower the frequency is. All right, let's go ahead and bring up the screen here. We'll bring this one up. Oh, hey, you guys can see the top of my green screen right there. Let's not use that one. There we go. We'll use that one instead. Okay. Let me bring this up. Can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me okay, right? We're still streaming, right? Okay. All right, so here's Jive. We'll just do a quick mission. I just want to get into where I can show you guys the SVP here. Deep. Okay. Let's do block 4. Convoy hunt. Start mission. And what we'll do is we'll walk over to sonar. I'll also show you guys where to turn off that alarm. A lot of people, as soon as they start these missions, there's alarms happening and they don't know what to do about it, which I get. I wouldn't expect you guys to know. So Snell's Law. I love that they're using Snell's Law. That's important. But you got to run Snell's Law by frequency. Okay. Let me come on over here. Let me just real quick make sure there's no active happening. Okay. All right, so let's look at the environment display. This is the environment. Where's own ship at? All right, so here we have the layer at 72 feet again. There it is. That's the active. All right, so whenever you hear this active coming in, you look at the frequency. It's 5 kilohertz. That is going to be medium frequency. Yeah, I don't know why they call it high frequency, but okay, whatever. So all you do is hit the mute. These 3 buttons here where my cursor is right above me, those are all mute buttons. You can mute medium frequency, high frequency, and very high frequency. So the way the game works, yeah, it looks like it calls 1 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz. It calls that high frequency. Okay. As long as I know what the game calls it, that's all I care about. But let's go back to the environment. Okay. Oh, what's the bearing of that, by the way? 084. Okay. Got it. So we're going to run this ray trace model out to 084. Let me do this. How much water we got beneath us? Okay. We're very deep. Let me make this as shallow as possible. Okay. So look at this. Let's say positive over a negative. This SVP, right? But it's not very much. It's almost vertical, but it's not quite. So that's a relatively weak layer. That's how you measure it. Let's look at the temperature. The temperature is almost identical. There's not much positive over negative. There's no arrowhead point. It's almost straight up and down before it goes negative. Okay. It's a little bit stronger on the sound velocity side, which is fine. Okay. My point is that this layer in propagation is acting as if it's the ruler of the world. It's like nothing can get past this except for a couple of rays that go straight down. Now, in order for me to demonstrate this, I'm going to have to show you below the layer and above the layer. So let's do this ray trace out. This is down the line of the active, and let's shorten that up a lot. Okay. And we also need to deepen it if we can. There we go. Okay. So here we can see we're in a bottom bounce environment. And if that's 14,000 yards, the shadow zone, when we're below the layer, goes all the way out to about 12,000 yards, we'll say, 6 nautical miles. Now, by this ray trace, anybody that's 14,000, about 12,000 yards plus, we should see the bottom bounce of the target. Let's take a look at sonar and see if we have any bottom bounce. Right here. Okay. The threat axis is 085. Okay, so the lab is looking this direction. We don't see anything there. What these different grams are showing us is it's looking down in elevation. So like the top gram looks up just a little bit, barely. And then the gram right below it, the second gram where my cursor's at, it's looking a little bit down from the plane of 0. And then these bottom two, 1 and then 2 right there, are looking down for the bottom bounce, right? We have no signal. This warship is out there, probably moving. I assume he's moving, but there's definitely merchants out there too in this environment. We're getting no bottom bounce at all. None whatsoever. These ships that are more than 12,000 yards away are not bouncing their sound off the bottom and getting to us. And I agree, at 12,000 yards, maybe you don't hear a warship, especially a new one, but the merchants, you most certainly do. You hear them for 40, 50,000 yards. And we're also in a CZ environment right now. We're not bottom limited. We have no CZ contacts. Now, there may not be a CZ at the very specific range that a CZ is at, so that's actually forgivable. What makes no sense to me is we should have bottom bounce contacts on every single merchant that's out there. Okay, so just remember this. I'm now going to go above that layer of 72, and let's see what we have. And I bet you this is what I expect. Whenever I look at sonar and I look at the top 2 grams here, let me turn. There we go. At the top 2 grams up here, we'll have good solid contact on probably multiple targets. Okay, but we still won't have any bottom bounce. So let's go to the ship station here and let's change depth to 3 feet. Head 2/3. Let's get up there quickly. Head full. I don't care if or standard. I don't care if we cavitate. We're just doing this. And there's no towed arrays involved. I don't want to complicate it with that. This is purely spherical array. But notice how the ray trace is about to change. Let's go back and look at it. Let's go back and look at sonar. Let's bring up the ray trace. This is our ray trace below the layer. Remember, this is modeling from our own current depth. And I want you to pay attention to the surface here. I'm sorry the damn thing is shaking on you. It's simulating the motion of the ship going up. We have like maybe one green line that's kind of flickering right there. It shouldn't be flickering at all. That's a glitch, just a visual glitch. There we go. So we've got one going across the what would be the surface duct, right? Now, whenever we get into that surface duct, we're going to have great propagation up there, okay? And that's modeled well. What's not modeled, apparently, is this bottom bounce is not penetrating the layer at all for any frequency. No matter how loud it is, it doesn't matter. That's the problem that I keep bringing up about propagation path, is using Snell's law is great, but every layer is a fucking plate. It is a hard surface that the model of propagation is not reflecting on the sonar sensors. Where's my contacts? In the bottom bounce range. Now, we just went through the layer, or we're very close to it. Look at what we're getting now in the direct path, in the upper one. We need to slow down, by the way. Let me get over here and slow down real fast. All right. Now it's coming in great. This is why I'm describing this layer as being a metal plate. It doesn't let anything pass. It's fucking Gandalf. Nobody's getting through the layer. That's not accurate at all. It is if the frequency's 300 hertz. It's not accurate if the frequency's 100 hertz. They have to model for both low frequency and then run the same ray trace calculation for a high frequency. And then look at the propagation loss, absorption, spreading, attenuation loss for the signal that does make it to the bottom and then bounces back up. Right now, nobody that starts at the surface is making it through the layer to be bounced off the bottom. It doesn't matter what kind of bottom it is because the sound never makes it past the layer at 72 feet. When there's a submarine below the layer, the model appears to work great. These ships some of these are merchant ships. They radiate all sorts of frequencies, low, high, and in between. We should be seeing something in the bottom bounce, and we're not. Now, let's get up there. Let's raise some mast and antennas and see exactly who's out there. See if I'm talking out my butt, because I don't even know. But we're going to raise the HDR mast. Are we less than 5 knots? We are, okay. We're going to raise the ESM mast. And that's it. That's all we need. The ESM is going to tell us. I'm not going to assign any sonarmen. I don't care about fire control. I am going to assign an ESM operator just so, oh crap, just so he can tell us what's going on out there. All right. We'll start getting AIS data from that knucklehead. All right, we're going to run this ray trace again because now we're at periscope depth. I'm going to look out the periscope in a second. Don't you worry. All right, now, okay, this was run when we were below the layer. Let's see how much it changes now that we're at 5.1 feet above the layer. So we're going to set ray trace, same direction, okay, and recalculate. Man, okay, we got to zoom in the range. What I'm trying to do is look at our surface duct. There's definitely a surface duct there. I can see it, but it's very thin. It's very narrow because the layer's at 72 feet. Let's bring this way in. I can also change the depth. Okay. Yeah, let's change the depth. That's probably going to help us a lot. Yep, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so now that we're above this layer, we do have this very narrow, but look at how all of the sound gets bent down. That's normal. This is Snell's law. This is the curvature. You have the going right to the bottom. But if we stretch this out, let's take a look. Let's see where the bottom bounce comes back up again. At about 12,000 yards, where it comes back up so vertical, it just rams its way right through the layer and up to the surface. That should be happening coming back to us. Reciprocity is a law of physics in this propagation model using Snell's law, and it's not happening. It's simply not. So, but now look at the surface duct we have. This is why we gained targets. Is the surface duct goes on for many 30,000 yards, 15 miles. Everybody within 15 miles, we have strong spherical array broadband data on them. And let's check the sphere. There they are. That works great. The layer is what's broken. And it's broken because of frequency, not because of volume. Clearly the ships are loud enough. Clearly. I don't know. What if they're not using, oh my God. What if they're not using any frequency? They're just using sound velocity, period. I think that's what they're doing. That's why it's a plate. That's why the thermal layer is impenetrable. Holy shit. I think I figured it out. I don't know any of this without seeing the code and the formula they use. I'm trying to piece it together like a puzzle. This is what makes it frustrating. Is as bright as this is, we should see something similar down here. Right here. Not as bright, of course, because of the layer in the bottom absorbs some of it. That's what's broken. Let's go take a look real quick at ESM. There should be some AIS contacts. I'm just curious as to what ranges these merchant ships are, because we should for sure be seeing them. Let's go to AIS data right here. There should be a number of merchants up there. There they are. Oh boy. What's your range? Speed's only 4 knots. Why is a merchant doing 4 knots? Why? That makes no sense. Not making money at 4 knots. So we have to do the math on that. So, oh, it gives you the actual position, like the GPS position. Haha. If we go to the chart, we can actually measure that. So it doesn't have to be exact, but let's get as close as possible. Oh, it even reads it out here. Okay, yeah. So 7,000 yards. So that's in the shadow zone. All right. That makes sense. That 7,000 yards is definitely in the shadow zone. I was hoping they'd be farther away. Let's check the warships. 7,000 yards definitely in the shadow zone. For sure. All right, let's raise this bad boy up. Oh, somebody figured out, one of our viewers figured out why the scopes go crazy. If you try to steer the scope with a left click, you have to drag left click left and right to do this. If you accidentally, and I do this all the time, hold right click just by fat fingering it, not intentionally, it sends the scope into a wild spinny mode and it's not recoverable. So just be careful to never, never, ever hit right click whenever you're doing this. All right. There they are. Yep. This is not a good example for me because these guys are inside the shadow zone. So it doesn't prove my point. What's his range? 9,000 yards. It's inside. The shadow zone ends at 12,000 yards. So what we would have to do, and we'll do this tomorrow because I'm going to experiment with this a little bit, is we're going to drive these guys to the point to where we should be getting bottom bounce, and we're going to see if we do. And from what I've seen, not now, but in previous playthroughs, is we never, ever see bottom bounce ever for any reason ever. Unless it's a submarine that's already below the layer, then we do see it. So the propagation model works if you're on the same side of the layer. If you want to hide from active sonar, yeah, if you want to hide from anything, just go below the layer. And it should not be that way. Okay? I'm out of time. I have to go to an appointment or else we would do this. Oh, shit. I'm really late. I'll talk to you guys later.